Hello everybody, welcome to the 49ers rebuild here in Madden 24. Today we're going to be going over a very successful team, but not really of late. They haven't been as good as they started the season off of. They are on a 2-game losing streak after starting the season about 5-0. I've simulated up to the point where we're at in real life. By the time this actually comes out, I think they have already played again, so sorry about that, but these kind of take time. So we're basically starting this rebuild at mid-season already, meaning we have players ready to negotiate, and we have no money though. So everybody that's up for a contract extension is gonna have to just get let go. We're not gonna be able to restructure any contracts to really balance out the money. Like, there's no possible way. And what we're gonna look for here is probably wide receivers, considering I don't see Deebo Samuel getting extended. So we'll just make the national focus scouting on the wide receiving group, considering it is one of the strongest positions in this upcoming class. Only one thing to do now, we will simulate to the playoffs, aka the end of the year, and we'll see if we make it, which I don't guarantee you, but we have a high chance at making it still at just 5-2, and we'll see where we end up. And just like that, we are number 1 seed and get that first round bye. We even have $10.6 million available to us via the salary cap. Very solid season for Brock Purdy. 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions. Rushing, Christian McCaffrey, 1,600 yards, 5.5 per carry, 10 touchdowns in his 7th year in the league. And Elijah Mitchell even comes out with 10 rushing touchdowns as well. No fumbles. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk over 1,000 yards, the only one to do that on the team. Deebo at 931. George Kittle 744. Ronnie Bell comes in an elevated role, comes out and gets 474. Fred Warner leads the team in tackles with 114, and Dre Greenlaw not too far behind. Nick Bosa 18 TFLs, 11.5 sacks, 10 TFLs for Randy Gregory, only 3 sacks, 3.5 is second, and that's Javon Hargrave. So not great production numbers when it comes to sacks. Good interceptions all the way around. Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner, both linebackers, with 3 interceptions. Jair Brown, the rookie, starting over to Sean Gibson, gets 2 interceptions, 2 for Charvarius Ward and 1 for Isaiah Oliver. Our first playoff game will be in the divisional. We will see if we can beat the Seattle Seahawks, a division rival of ours, and we do, 45-28. Pretty good if you say, or I guess if you want to say. Isaiah Oliver had 3 interceptions last game. That probably helped quite a bit. Oh my lord, I don't think anybody gets 3 interceptions in a playoff game. I don't know if that's ever happened before. I'm sure it has, like, at some point, right? In the NFC Conference Championship, will the Niners come out victorious versus the Dallas Cowboys? Long-time rivalry, and they do, and it'll be against the Bengals in the Super Bowl. Weekly awards again. Is it Isaiah Oliver? It is not. It's Brock Purdy going 12 of 18, 152, 3 touchdowns. A lot of upgrades here. I'll just auto upgrade all of them. Kind of crazy. CMC didn't even make the Pro Bowl. Wow, we literally have nobody in the Pro Bowl. Oh wait, that's right. You can't when you make the Super Bowl. What am I talking about? Super Bowl weekend, we'll look at the MVP, the coach of the year, all that good stuff. Brock is Purdy bad. I don't actually think that. I think Brock Purdy's a great quarterback. I just think that it's a funny narrative going around the league right now. Here we are in the Super Bowl in just year number 1. But the rebuild really starts after this, because that's when they hit cap hell. They have way too many big contracts. I don't know how I'm going to be able to maneuver the money. It's going to take a lot of this brain power that is pretty non-existent. We're getting pretty beat up here early in this one. We're up to 21, tied game now. Bengals were able to put up a touchdown, and we'll see this drive from the 49ers, see if they can retaliate and get their revenge here. I guess not get the revenge, get theirs. And it's a George Kittle catch, and he's good for a few yards there, and I think a first down for sure. Brock Purdy steps back, gives the ball to Christian McCaffrey. He's going to try to make the right run and read, and he only gets 5. Brock Purdy under center now, going to snap the ball, go right back to CMC, who's going to just get wide open space on the outside. He has some room to run. Brock Purdy sees what's working, and he's going with it. Christian McCaffrey finally held at bay for only 2 yards. They are already in Bengals territory and looking to score. It's going to be a screen pass out to Elijah Mitchell, who will have the edge, and bad job there. I believe that is Spencer Burford. Brock Purdy only 100 or 190, I think it was, around 190 yards in the 4th quarter, and we'll have CMC motioning out. We'll see George Kittle probably be the recipient here. No, he's going to work the seam. It's going to be wide open. Brandon Ayuk, that's a touchdown. Wide open. Great throw from Brock Purdy, and Brandon Ayuk did a good job beating his man on the play. Nice release, gets into the end zone. It'll be a tie game at 28. A very quick 30 and out will put the 49ers back on the field. Great field positioning at the 35, going for Brock, or not Brock Kittle. What the hell am I saying? That is George Kittle up the field, 9 yards, gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and it'll be CMC trying to take this one for the first down. Scans through the line, makes the wrong read. It must convert, obviously, probably not 4-down territory, so I guess maybe it is. And they'll opt to pass, which is dangerous, but it's a George Kittle catch and a first down. Brock Purdy is ready to pass and just dumps it down to CMC. 2nd and 8. You got a bunch formation over there on the right. Late start for, I believe that is Ronnie Bell. Looking Look at Brock Purdy breaking the sack, sifting through contact, makes a great catch in traffic. George Kittle down the field. Niners just trying to chew the clock away. They'll go with the run. They'll try to get a trap, and McCaffrey is good for 8 yards. Timeout, Bengals. They'll be right back to it. Try to get this clock away. Cincinnati has called their last timeout, and it'll be up to Elijah Mitchell, which is weird. Bad blocking. It won't really matter at this point, considering they're just chewing the clock away to score a field goal. CMC will get the first down anyways, and you might want to call a timeout, plunge this one into the end zone. They're going to opt to kick a field goal with 11 seconds. What's going on? Madden is quite bizarre, and this one will be up and good from Jake Moody, and that might just secure them a Super Bowl. Perhaps the last play of the game, everyone going long. Nick Bosa out. Joe Burrow lobs this one up in someone's direction there. Oh, almost lands in Jamar Chase's hands, where he might have been a free runner to the end zone, but it wasn't, and that'll be the end of the game. Why does this happen? No, the game's over. There it is. We get the fat W. But like I said, this is really where it really starts to begin. This is where the rebuild initiates. Good thing it's not a real enticing free agent class anyways, because we literally have negative $850,000. But if we were to restructure our contract, might be able to bring in someone, but nobody of intrigue, and we'll be headed to the draft for the first time in this rebuild. So we probably have to focus on this offensive line, particularly tackle, and we'll actually have some money now thanks to Trent Williams actually retiring. Brandon Ayuk is up to a good spot. Ronnie Bell probably not the long-term solution at that wide receiver 3 spot. Cam Latu, never really was a fan of his. Willis is still here. McKivitz is not a suitable tackle. He'll be up to a 69 overall. Aaron Banks is only progressing. He'll be up to a 75. Brendel, replaceable. Burford, very replaceable. So we'll try to work on the trenches here. We'll start drafting. Nobody catching my eye up this draft board here, so it's actually more back where we're picking, where there might actually be some value. And that being said, we'll just sim to our pick, which is going to be the last pick of the first round, obviously, because we won the Super Bowl. So we'll just go to our next user pick. That'll be at pick 32, and we'll see who's on the board. See, now it's hard to scout tackles when they are only 50% scouted, but A, awareness leads to like good numbers, and they play well in simulation. But B, lead block, B, run block power, B, run block finesse, A to C, pass block. Seems like it would suit well. It's kind of a gamble between, I mean, pass block power is going to be good, but it's just run block, whether that is actually like a B, C, or D. Really not a gamble, but it is kind of like a determining factor whether or not he'll be ready to go right away. So Levi Knight already my leading guy at this spot, but I will not you know, I'm not just gonna stick and pick because he's a very good position of need, or a very heavy position of need. I will still look around, and even further down the board here, looking for someone. Hey, look, Ian, this is why you still look around right here. Bo Walton is a right end, but he's basically Eric Armstead V2, around that 290 spot. Very stout, very tall, and he's not the best athlete, but he'd be considered a good athlete for an interior guy with elite strength, C finesse moves, B power moves, A play rec, B awareness, and A to C block shedding. But that puts it in a better spot when he's a run stopper archetype. Typically they have very good block shedding when it comes down to B power moves, and your archetype is still like not rushing the passer, it's determined on the run. A block shedding would probably, A to B block shedding is probably what that would be. He doesn't look like an all-out great prospect, and I don't think I will take him over Levi Knight. It's just a way bigger position of need, but I mean, I'll take one last look over Levi Knight and make my decision here. Obviously great acceleration, good strength is good. A awareness leads to better overall, and like I said, they play better in simulation. A to C pass block, B pass block finesse, a lot of B's everywhere, and then that run block is the determining factor here. I'll take Levi Knight. Normal dev stinks. Done deal. Eric Armstead, second, fourth, sixth, and a fourth. All of that is in 2024, and we have a 2025 fourth in there as well, and so we'll get a second this year, which is actually this next pick, just one pick after our last pick, and then we get an extra third. Eric Armstead is a huge he's counting against the cap a lot of money. Like, he is so expensive. We get him off our books, and we'll take on that penalty for now. I'm happy doing so. Bo Walton will probably be the next pick. Just someone I like too much to probably just give up on him. He fits what we're trying to do well, and like I said, he's kind of just Eric Armstead V2, and he'll have some time to develop as well. Hidden development, very nice and solid pick. So this guy right here, his power could be pretty bad. Like, pass block power and run block power are both C to Fs, but everything other than that is either A to C or C's or B's or A's. So it's not all that bad, plus a great strength, and this is the last pick of the third round. Don't really get better, you know, value at this spot. So Channing Nance, the guard, will be making his way to San Francisco. Draft recap. Not bad, not good. Levi Knight was fine. Bo Walton was not as good as I thought. Maybe a 74 or 5 was what I was expecting there. Channing Nance was a 69 and probably actually come in and be better than some guys we have in very weak class. A lot of 77s towards the top though. Richard Farley, Manny Garnes, I don't know. Glenn Winters, Sammy Richardson, a corner who looks pretty good. Will Moody, another corner, and Orleans Bartel, Jeremiah Greer. I'm just gonna say last names here because I don't know why, but I'm fumbling on my words a lot. Angelo Carmichael, a free safety. I'm trying to look for like good guys on the line that might have been there when we picked, but it doesn't look like a whole lot actually. So we did well for where we picked for our needs, I guess. So a very scuffed offensive line, and no, these two are not the same guy. Knight was our first round pick, and Nance is starting at right guard. Burford is moving to center. Banks will start at left guard, and Brendel is kicked out to tackle now. And now we have George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel, Ronnie Bell will continue to be the guy that kind of just complements these top two guys. Elijah Mitchell, Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, we have Brock Purdy here. Defensively, what are we looking like now? Oh, boy, this is a little rough. Oh, Walton actually is a higher overall defensive tackle at a 60 or a 76. So we'll permanently move him to defensive tackle where he is a 76, where I said that he might be good. I'll look at his ratings and everything like that right now. 92 strength, 79 block shedding is really good. He should be pretty good as time goes on, especially with these sort of playbooks. He might get more TFLs than we might expect. Gregory coming off the edge still isn't ideal, especially with his contract. Nick Bosa's fine. Diamador Lenore, Charvarius Ward. Charvarius Ward is hitting that age where he might start hitting regression soon. Might want to consider trading him if we aren't as good at the deadline. D Winters, I'd rather have D Winters, the TCU linebacker, over Jalen Graham. Other than that, not really looking very hot on defense. Linebacking could use a little bit of work. I don't know. We've definitely got some spots where we can improve all over this team, but we are very good in base talent. All right. Well, this just came in here. Derek Brown and Elijah Mitchell. I do have to check our cap situation to see if we can bring that contract on and actually keep him around. Shoot. So we only have $19 million against the cap, or I guess with cap space. And Charvarius Ward, we can trade him. Brandon Ayuk, we try to sign, I guess. Hufunga, he's basically $19 million a year himself. Dre Greenlaw, I'll move to middle linebacker. That way he's not as expensive. We'll find a way to get these guys back, but man, it is going to be a pain. We cannot bring on Derek Brown. That is for damn sure. And if we even tried, we'd just put ourselves in even a deeper hole. So that really screws us up in general. Odafe Owe would be someone I'm not opposed to bringing on. I'll check real quick at Odafe Owe and Derek Brown's contract. Make sure I'm not ruling anything out here. Can't do either. They are both on the last year of their deals. That's so bad, man. That stings, because Elijah Mitchell, that's great value for Elijah Mitchell. If we trade Elijah Mitchell for one of both those guys, like, it's just great value in return for someone as, you know, basic and bland as Elijah Mitchell. Done deal. A third 2 years from now, a fourth a year from now, and a this year 5th, 6th, 7th, and Elijah Mitchell is good enough to get us a first round pick from the Baltimore Ravens. The midseason we go, and we might have some pieces to sell at the midseason, which isn't unfortunate, but scrapping this team is just part of what we have to do here, especially coming off a Super Bowl year where we already got that championship, and it might be time to just move to the next stage or the next era of the 49ers franchise. Yep, and this is the time to do it. We start off 1-5, obviously not good, and we'll look at players ready to negotiate, and we'll try to get everything we can done. $53 million available. Charvarius Ward, consider him traded. Greenlaw, I forgot to change to middle linebacker. I'm gonna do that real quick. Done deal with Charvarius Ward in the last 3 picks of next year's draft for JC Horn, a 3rd this year, I believe, and a 2nd next year. It just works out better, and JC Horn is under contract for the next 6 years. Not the steal of the century or anything, but we just come out of that a lot better than, expected. Dre Greenlaw is back long term. Quite an expensive contract, more than I thought. Ayuk, I want back very long term. Luckily, he has a lot of interest in the team, and he will be back long term. Talanoa, Hufunga, same thing. As long as I can get him, I want him. $15 million a year for the next 7 years. I know it's a big contract. We'll start a little lower. He should still sign the deal. Talanoa, Hufunga is back. Diamador Lenore, I would like back. Isaiah Oliver can walk. The rest of these guys can walk. Maybe Aaron Banks I want back by the end of the year, but we'll have to free up some cap space that we just don't have yet. And I don't know how to gain that cap space without trading, cutting, or, you know, making any more moves. Randy Gregory can just be traded away. We have Drake out of USC. We'll just call him that. The edge rusher, Drake Jackson. Jesus Christ. John Mechie, 24 years old, on contract for the next 2 years. And then we get 2 7th-round picks. Maybe it could be negotiated. I'm probably just going to take this deal straight up. Like I said, basically just scrapping the team at this point. One thing to also remember, we're going to have to afford Brock Purdy's contract, which is also going to be very steep in just a year or 2 times. So it's going to be tough. Now we have $19 million opened up with that Randy Gregory trade. Diamador Lenore, I want back very long term. So Diamador Lenore will just continue to get better, considering he's only 24. Isaiah Oliver, probably going to be a part of a trade package. I don't think that will be able to put one together, actually. Ambry Thomas will be walking. Aaron Banks, I wouldn't mind on like another 2-year deal. If he wants to take this, that's fine. He is happy and he is back. Other than that, nobody else I'm really interested in. And we'll be moving on to the end of the season, where we just look to suck pretty much the end of the year, or till the end of the year, so we can get a gooder draft pick. I can't talk. We actually do finish above, or not above. We just finished right under 500 at 8 and 9. And Brock Purdy went for 3,550 yards, 26 touchdowns, few interceptions. Rushing, Christian McCaffrey was fine. He is definitely hitting that regression, though. Brandon Ayuk is fine. Debo not really playing a huge role, and Ronnie Bell just continues to get a little bit better. Sacks allowed, 14 from Levi Knight. You got to be kidding. Tackles look good. Javon Hargrave, 19 TFLs, 18 for Nick Bosa, and 10 for Bo Walton, along with 9 sacks. Great season for our linemen here for sure. Interceptions, 4 for Fred Warner, 3 for Hufunga, 2 for Greenlaw, 2 for Oliver, 2 for Thomas, 1 for Lenore, 1 for Brown, 1 for Graham, and 1 for JC Horn, who I forgot to even elevate. Oh boy, the Cowboys absolutely slapped around the Bills in the Super Bowl to win that one 52-17. Patrick Mahomes is your MVP, your offensive player of the year, and Patrick Surtain's your defensive player of the year. We don't win any of the rookies of the year. And we'll see this class now. Ooh, Greg Newsome could be a huge piece for us and really solidify that cornerback room. We have $29 million receiving. Hopkins. There's some names here that I wouldn't mind, but I don't know. We'll finagle around. We'll do some things, and we'll try to make some contracts work for this team and the low budget we have. One thing to also remember, we are trying to afford Brock Purdy. Marco Wilson is a very good budget corner, 92 speed, 80 or 93 excel. He's just really good. Walker Little will come in and play tackle for us for a year. Micah McFadden will be an outside linebacker, basically replace Jalen Graham. And we'll add Brandon Cooks to the list here for just 1 year. Try to bring him in. He won't really count against the cap next year when we're trying to sign Brock Purdy, so that works out kind of fine. And everybody signed. So Walker Little, Marco Wilson, Micah McFadden, Brandon Cooks, all new 49ers. Our first pick is actually mid-first round, which is not what we were expecting, but we pick 17th, 22nd, and then we pick 17th in the second round. We have 3 third-round picks and a 7th. Holy crap. Dion Overstreet at the top. Number 1 overall is, oh, he's a generational player. Well, we'll see what we can do to move up draft board here for the generational receiver. Debo Samuel, George Kittle, a first, a third, another third, Javon Hargrave across for the number 1 overall pick. This year's second, the first pick of the second round. And then we actually got a first next year on top. George Kittle contract expiring. He's going to hit regression. We don't need him. Debo Samuel, same deal. And he really hasn't gone over 800 yards since we started this. Javon Hargrave, just way too old at this point. Give me that. It's not a steal of a deal, like I mentioned earlier. It's not a steal of a deal, but it works really well for us. And the 49ers will come out of this with a Debo Samuel replacement right away. Dion Overstreet, 4'2", 6'6", 234, only 21 years old, out of Notre Dame, one of the most prestigious schools out there. Give me Dion Overstreet, guaranteed superstar, X Factor. This guy is absolutely insane. And this tackle right here, A to C awareness, B B, A, C, A to C, B, A to C, A to C, A to C. He is a power archetype and a great athlete, all around amazing and elite strength. Give me Josh Radigan, hidden development, tackle of the future. Oh my god, there's like 19 players I want at this spot. So we have this pick, we have the 17th. I'm gonna move up again for sure, but look at this guy right here, Brian Archer, wide receiver, physical. He's gonna be the pick here, and then we'll trade back up. Brian Archer, hidden development, yeah, sure, wide receiver, another physical archetype. He's a good separator, still has physical, like, he has all the traits in the world. Trust me, he'll be a good player. Trade up again. This might be one of the better classes I've ever seen without any draft sliders done or anything like that. We are cooking right now. So we use Brandon Cooks to move up. I meant to make that the 3rd round pick, but it is what it is. I'm still fine giving away this. Probably could have gone for less. Now I think about it. This is where we will draft the this guy right here, Torrey Shepard, Alabama. He's listed at right end. He'll be playing defensive tackle, 4.95, great strength. Looking around, B power move, still a run stopper archetype. What I tell you guys, at B power moves, if your pass rush that high, the block shedding is most likely A to B. Give me Torrey Shepard. Normal dev stings so bad here because we've been drafting so well, and that kind of just stops a little bit of momentum, but that's just fine. And look at this. I didn't even draft the right guy. Derek Davis, a run stopper, 6'6". This guy would have been the, oh, this guy's better than the guy I drafted. That's so unfortunate. I might have to trade up for Derek Davis here. I know it sounds crazy, but I might have to. So Derek Davis, and then there's even this guy right here, Daquan Bailey, who looks great as well. Man-to-man archetype with B zone coverage, B to D press. He could still be bad, but man, you can look down this class and it just is so freaking good. There's still talent. Oh my lord, this guy looks insane. Jaden Spruill, or Spruill. Yep, great athlete all the way around. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? These guys look so good. Done deal. We get the 2nd round pick from the Jets here, where we'll be picking, and then a 1st round pick next year and a 2nd round pick next year. Yeah, CMC's gone. Last year of his deal, he's 29. He's going to hit heavy regression here. Anyways, we are just scrapping this team. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all. And I already mentioned who I'm picking here. It's Derek Davis. Has to be. This guy, no way he has normal dev, but he looks so freaking good. It doesn't even matter. Derek Davis, I mean, he looks like a beast. Should be really good. Now the Eagles are up on the board here. I'm fine skipping some picks here as well, just to make sure our draft board falls correctly. Done deal. We'll trade up one last time to get that guard I mentioned. He looks just muy bien, looks really good, and we need to just get him on our team. Offensive line is a huge need of ours right now, and they're really good when they're a lot younger. They can develop, and especially with normal plus development, or not normal development, when they have hidden development, it's really good. Strength might not be there, but he's agile as all could be. Looks really good. Give me Jaden Spruill here, and yeah, he should be pretty good. Moment of truth. Draft recap. What do we got? 84 overall. Dion. Oh wow, this was a lot worse class than I thought. Josh Radigan looked way better than that. Brian Archer looked a lot better than a 72. Torrey Shepard a 72. Derek Davis wasn't as good as I thought he might be. Spruill actually was the better pick overall. Not as good as I maybe hyped it up to be. We'll go to the NFL though and see. So yeah, by a long shot, Dion Overstreet by 5 overalls was the best player. Alex Matthews, Daquan Bailey, like I mentioned, yeah, he was really good. This guy right here probably would have been an intriguing pick. Some guys down the board perhaps might have been better than the guys I got, but still happy with our draft. Nothing else really to say. A lot of 1st round picks, so it looks like the value was actually where you're picking. Like honestly, sometimes you'll see like a 3rd rounder be like a 76, but all those looked like general 1st round pick. We picked up Jaylen Warren from free agency along with Brevin Jordan to come in and play complementary pieces on this team, especially on the offensive side where we need the help. And then I'll make sure to move Micah McFadden out to left outside linebacker. Safeties are very solid. Not wide receiving. Our quarterback room is very solid at the moment as well. And I'll put the right guys at the right spots on this defensive line and see what we come out of it with. And yeah, it should be a fun start to a new era, like I mentioned, of the 49ers. The midseason mark, we are 4-3. And by the way, new haircut. You guys are seeing this. I recorded that last part of this video a while ago. And actually, news today. Today's the trade deadline. It's 12/17. So basically, Chase Young is now a 49er. But at the midseason mark, Brock Purdy is throwing for just, you know, kind of medium numbers. He's kind of mid-pack at 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Rushing, Jaylen Warren actually been better than expected. Tyrion Davis-Price has actually been you know, averaging a little bit more per carry. So maybe we could try him out in the RB1 spot. I don't know how I like that though. Brandon Ayuk, 430 yards. Dion Overstreet not really getting the reps that I want him to, or at least the average yards per reception, considering he actually does have the most receptions on the team. 7 touchdowns for Brandon Ayuk. And defensively, we'll obviously have Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw leading the team in tackles, but TFL's Derek Davis, the rookie, will come in and lead the team by quite a margin. Nick Bosa, 4.5 sacks, 3 for Bo Walton, 5 TFLs for Drake Jackson. Not a whole lot to go around. Quite a few interceptions, though. Fred Warner with 2, Dre Greenlaw with 2, Talanoa Hufanga with 1, and Horn with 1. And here's the contract that we are going to have to deal out. And I mean, honestly, this deal, it's such a huge one. Brock Purdy is 25. He should sign on. He is. Luckily, we did have green interest. Speaking of Drake Jackson, he says, Coach, I don't know if it's the food they're serving in the cafeteria or what, but I've been on fire recently. Last week was the best game of the season for me. I want to be one of those guys who can do that every week, blah, 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 blah. Okay, go get your opportunity. His normal dev right now just needs one little thing to happen for him to go up. We'll get the results of that. Drake Jackson says, not gonna lie, that was a humbling experience for me. Maybe I'm better suited as a role player at this point in my career. Damn, he put himself in place. What the hell? Drake Jackson's officially the most humble player I have ever seen. So I don't know. He couldn't get up to star dev, so that really doesn't move the meter for me at all. And yeah, I guess we'll just have to move on from him if, you know, he doesn't have interest by the end of the season. Like I said, he'd rather be a role player at this point. This new look Niners team has proven they can still do it at a high level, making the playoffs at 8-9. Not quite the record you would want. Brock Purdy finishes 10th in the NFL with 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns to only 10 interceptions. Rushing, Jaylen Warren was fine. Tyrion Davis-Price probably deserves a shot at this point. Next year, he might get his. Receiving, Dion Overstreet actually leads the team. 87 catches. He has superstar X factor. I'm telling you, this guy is a beast. He will be for a long time. You don't just come out at 6'6", 234 and have 99 speed and not be generational. Ayuk had 15 touchdowns. Brevin Jordan was a solid role player. Same with Brian Archer, actually. He played a nice little role there. Defensively, Fred Warner, 150 tackles, 123 for Dre Greenlaw, and Talanoa Hufanga just over that 100 threshold. Nick Bosa, 19 TFLs, leads the team, 16.5 sacks, leads the team by a mile. Drake Jackson, 2 sacks on the season. Probably not worth bringing back at this point. Bo Walton was probably, you know, underwhelming considering, you know, what we want him to do and how big of a role he needs to play for us to have major success. Fred Warner, 6 interceptions, 3 for Talanoa Hufanga, 2 for Greenlaw, and only 1 for JC Horn. So, I mean, kind of had a lot of interceptions, just a few players making majority of the plays. Now, we will advance the week. Actually, I want to go in and play this because I have new recording settings and everything on OBS. So I'm going to try to see if it can handle, you know, a game experience. You guys probably won't see much, if at all. All right, well, regardless of what I did, we still lost 30-7. I went in, I turned the ball over, actually. I, like, tried to throw a pass away with Brock. It was kind of confusing. Basically, I simmed this game. I didn't play a single inch of this game. I played it. I went back to the main menu, deleted it, came back, resimulated it, and still lost 30-7. That's just not good. Did Brock Purdy play well at least? Doesn't look like it. Marco Wilson did though, 6 tackles and interception. Oh my God, Brian Archer was a superstar development player. We have drafted so well so far. We're in the running for Jalen Phillips. That's just that. You know, I'm just gonna leave it at that as well. I mean, we really could improve if we get a guy like Jalen Phillips. I was about to say Jalen Johnson. So we'll go after a couple edge rushers in Jalen Phillips and Zach Harrison. Harrison I really loved coming out of the draft, by the way. But besides the point, if we don't land Jalen Phillips, we're going to need a guy like Zach Harrison to just fill up the other edge. Quincy Williams is an interesting one. He can come in and kind of play the Micah McFadden role. Superstar development. He is a lot older at this point, but I don't really care. J.K. Dobbins just to come in and play probably RB1 over Tyrion Davis-Price, and Jalen Phillips once again. If we get him, that is great news. I'd be so happy to, you know, have him as an addition to the team. He is a 49er. J.K. Dobbins, Quincy Williams. Actually, something I did want to go check is if Jermaine Johnson is still there. He's not. Ends up with the Falcons, but they were going crazy amount of money for him, and I wasn't quite willing to do that. But Jermaine Johnson would be a huge scheme fit in real life for this Niners team, but not better than Chase Young, and they got Chase Young, and I respect that. Free agent class consists of Jalen Phillips, J.K. Dobbins, Quincy Williams, and Zach Harrison. We have the #1 overall pick. That's news to me. And I just looked at the board and no one enticing at number 1. No generational guys, no sure things. And I like my sure things. Okay, yeah, it's probably the Penei Sewell, Quinnen Williams, and the Greg Newsome, Kenneth Walker, and Kyle Pitts one, wherever that one went. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a lot of thinking here. This is just a bargain. And what pick do they have? The 21 here. If we can get Penei Sewell in that 21, we do. Okay, Penei Sewell is a Niner now, and he's on a massive contract, sure, but it's Penei Sewell, and he's 25 years old. Oh, you gotta be joking me. There's a tight end named Deshaun Jackson. There's not a whole lot of guys. I was looking to get this one guy that just went off the board. Actually, Arizona State corner looked like an amazing player. I was probably gonna trade up to this pick right here, but just sneaks right past us. We actually have this pick and then the next 2 picks, which offers a lot of flexibility. You know how I said I wanted Kyle Pitts? Well, we'll get him. We'll trade the next 2 picks we have in this draft and then our 3rd round in this draft. And I think we still have 3 second-round picks. My pick here will be Greg Toon. If I can't find anybody else, just elite speed, great acceleration, elite jumping. He might be able to go up and catch the ball, but C press, B man coverage, B zone coverage, and B awareness is a big thing at corner. So I'll probably be looking to him, but I will not shy away and just make my mindset on him, as I will look down the board, of course. We could just trade away this pick for a next year 1st, 2nd, 3rd, this year 5th, and a next year 6th, and 2 years away in a 6th. Yeah, probably. We're strong at corner, and that's the player I was going to go with, and let's just send it into the league. And if we didn't trade for Kyle Pitts, this would have been our pick pretty easily here. Deshaun Jackson, the tight end. I'm probably just gonna trade out this pick. It's just not a good pick. This guy's very tiny and a bad athlete. I'm not going to consider taking him. Done deal. We get a superstar center just for the 2nd round pick. He's still on a rookie contract, 2 years left on that. Done deal. This is a superstar running back to come in and play the main guy. Done deal. J.K. Dobbins, a 2nd this year, a 5th this year, a 7th this year for Osiris Torrance, a right guard who, like, I didn't even check, but probably on the last year of his deal, we'll have to re-sign him, and a next year 2nd as well, just stacking up some draft capital for next year. Draft recap, what do we got? We didn't make a single pick? I thought we had made at least one. Okay, well, I guess not. We'll see what this draft class consists of. Chris Driver, Driver was the best guy. He was picked 6th overall. We didn't really have a chance at him. I do want to see, Jerry Campbell was pretty good. Thank God he has normal dev. It was going to sting just that much more, but yeah, he looks really good. I don't know, he looks good, but I'm not completely bummed about it. The team is looking obviously a lot better now. Penei Sewell will play left tackle for us, and I will make sure Spruill is playing left guard. We've got the Florida tandem here with Torrance and Spruill. I was moving Spruill over to left guard and realized he was also from Florida, so good duo here on the interior with Spellman as a superstar depth player. Walker Little will anchor down on the right side. Probably should be pretty good. I don't know if I should move Radigan over to right tackle and just start him right away, start developing him, as he is like a 73 overall. I don't think it's really worth that when we're trying to win now. Walker Little is a little bit better and actually still 27 or 8. Not bad. Kyle Pitts will obviously elevate this team quite a bit, along with the 2 other X-Factor receivers, Brian Ayuk and Overstreet, right? Yeah. And then Brian Archer as our 3rd receiver. Defensively, Brad Warner, Quincy Williams, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, Jair Brown makes a very good top level, very, very solid group of just big hitters that are willing to, dig in the trenches. And I really like that about this identity of the team and the players we have on roster right now. Micah McFadden is up to star development. I don't know if he's always been there, but definitely interesting. And then we can look down here. Nick Bosa, Jalen Phillips, very star-studded edge group, and like I said, we probably could use someone up the middle, but Bo Walton is developing quite nicely, and Derek Davis is getting enough reps to the point where he'll upgrade to like an 85 by the time he's done. Marco Wilson, J.C. Horn, and Domador Lenore obviously isn't the best. Darrell Luter as well, but obviously isn't the best, corner room now that they aren't like on par with the rest of the team. Could use a different free safety, but Jair Brown is still a very solid player. I like him a lot in real life, and should be a quite interesting story as his career progresses as this Niners team. Also, we'll try to piece together their money and stuff like that, and definitely could use and need a guy like Jair Brown on that rookie contract. Anyways, we got a good team, bottom line, and we just got to go out and perform. By the way, Celsius is so good. I don't know if you guys drink it or have ever had it, but I highly recommend. Very good. My favorite flavor by far is the sparkling wild berry. We are 4-3 as the mid-season hits, or I guess at the mid-season mark. Brock Purdy is throwing the ball quite well, 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. What do I mean quite well? That is amazing. Tyrion Davis-Price, obviously we elevated his role, not obviously, but I elevated his role, and just exactly how I expected it to go. 2.8 per carry, not great. Keontae Carr, though, is taking the bulk of the carries, 3.5 per, a carry isn't bad. Receiving, Dion Overstreet kind of taking over this receiving room as I want him to. Brandon Ayuk is a very, very good complementary piece, and Kyle Pitts will obviously step in and play a huge role as well. By the time the season's over, I expect him to have a lot better than he's on pace for. Tackles, Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner doing a great job just kind of taking over the middle of the field. Bo Walton, 8 TFLs, 4 for both, or 5 for both, so 4 for Greenlaw, 4 for Warner. And Derek Davis is all the way down here. Jalen Phillips not performing all that great. Both the edge rushers, 3 and 4 sacks, and only 1.5 from Derek Davis. And Bo Walton only has 1 as well. Quincy Williams on very limited playtime is still playing and has more sacks than him. 3 interceptions for Fred Warner, 2 for Greenlaw, 1 for Horn, 1 for Marco Wilson. We are off to a okay start. I would like to see our record be better than 4-3. Even 5-2 would be a significant jump. But other than that, we will look at players ready to negotiate. Aaron Banks, I'll probably dial up a trade for. D Winners, I don't want back. Zach Harrison can walk. Quincy can walk. J.R. Brown, wait till the end of the year on him. He's highly replaceable, and with no interest, I'm not willing to really give him anything crazy. Osiris Torrance, I could want and use him back. $7 million per year. It's not high or anything. It's just, if we add years to that, I think we can take away. And he's happy to sign and stay with the organization. Fred Warner, a pure 99 overall. He wants a 5-year deal. If he wants to sign for this, that's fine. He'll be as good as anybody else in the league for at least the next 2 or 3 years, and that is very important. Aaron Banks in a 4th this year is good enough to get a this year's 2nd from the Giants. Just a profitable move, and Aaron Banks isn't even playing for us in the first place, so we'll just move right on from him. No questions asked, just moving along. To the end of the season we go. Only 1 trade at the deadline or at mid-season or whatever, but we'll see what the ending result is for this team. Wow, we cleaned it up nicely. 12-5 to finish the season. Very solid closing to the season, very good compared to last year. Weekly awards in week 18, Brock Purdy, 26 of 32, 354 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 sacked, or I guess he was sacked twice. 6 carries for 16 rushing yards. So that's good numbers. And to end the season, Brock Purdy finishes in the league 6th in the league. Oh my goodness, finishes 6th in the league in yards with 4,200, almost 43, 38 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. That passer rating has got to be one of the best in the league. Deontay Carr was underwhelming to say the least. 3.4 per carry, not exactly what I was hoping for. Tyrion Davis-Price probably won't see an extended role anytime soon and probably will be let go after the season. Dion Overstreet and Brandon Ayuk almost the same exact number of yards, 1,185, 1,186, 7 touchdowns to 15. Brandon Ayuk doubles Overstreet's yards. I'll put Overstreet in the slot next year, wide receiver 1 and slot. Brandon Ayuk's playing that wide receiver 2 slot area. Overstreet's just wide receiver 1. Brian Archer was solid. He'll continue to develop. And Kyle Pitts, not really anything special. We might have to switch playbooks. Fred Warner, 130 tackles, 120 for Dre Greenlaw. Jair Brown got quite a few this year as well. But I see 17 TFLs, leads the team. Bo Walton, very good year for him. 17 TFLs, 6 sacks from the interior is not bad. Nick Bosa, 15 TFLs, 16 sacks on the other side of that. Jalen Phillips went for 10 TFLs, 7 sacks, not bad at all. Derek Davis was fine as a backup D tackle, I guess D tackle 2. Still started, but Fred Warner, 4 interceptions for him, 3 for Marco Wilson, 2 for Greenlaw, 2 for Horn, 1 for Quincy, Diamador Lenore, and KJ Bozeman. After that round 1 bye, we are up against a very tough opponent in the Dallas Cowgirls. We'll sim here, see if we can beat them. We lose by 10 points. Bit rough, obviously. Moving on, Giants destroy the Ravens in the Super Bowl. You know, it's interesting, though. I think we helped them get there with the trade with Aaron Banks. I think we really pushed them over the top there with that one. So a lot up in the air right now. Levi Knight will probably just walk. Quincy Williams, I don't want back. He's hitting regression. But Jair Brown does get some interest, and he'll be around for, I don't know, maybe a little bit. He's just kind of bad. He's done developing. He's 27 years old at this point. He'll be around till he's 30. Like I said, though, a highly replaceable position. We might even see him get traded at some point. Jake Moody. This is my last offer on him, and I'm only going to go up that much. He's back, and 49ers legend Jake Moody is back for the foreseeable future, aka 7 effing years. And fun class incoming, by the way. Imagine we could bring back DeForest Buckner to become a Niner again. That'd be sick. Broderick Jones to staple down on the other side of Penei Sewell would be more than amazing. Huge contract for him. And Michael Wilson to come in and play a depth wide receiver role that I'm really interested in him and how his career progresses in real life. But in this game, he's not the greatest normal dev, not saying he's not star power or anything, but he's good. DeForest Buckner and Broderick Jones, other good players, and they're back. Well, I guess back. DeForest Buckner's back. Broderick Jones is a new 49er playing on the other side of one of the best in the league in Penei Sewell. Michael Wilson should accept and become a Niner as well. Very nicely done. Great class, and I'm happy with that. Team's looking a little better now. We could look to upgrade at running back for sure. Archer is playing up quite a bit with Michael Wilson in the room now. I feel a little bit better. Kyle Pitts is still an amazing player. Brock Purdy's up to superstar dev. I think he might have been star to begin last year, so I'm not really sure if that was this year or last year. Walton up to superstar is huge. Phillips, I'd like to see a big breakout year from him. DeForest Buckner will play second to Bo Walton, but probably be the pass rush #1 on that defensive interior. Drake Greenlaw's up to superstar. Micah McFadden will come back in and play left outside linebacker for us. J.C. Horn, Marco Wilson, and Diamador Lenore definitely can do better in the corner room, as we do have someone named Slaughter, though. Someone I'm very interested to see his lifestyle. We pick at the 10th overall spot, the 28th overall spot. We actually have the 4 second-round picks at 10, 22, 28, and 32. And in round 3, we actually have just the 10th pick there. I'm not really seeing anyone I'm amazed about at the top of this board as well, nor do our scouts do a good job at all finding the right guys, or at least scouting the top guys, or who is supposedly supposed to be the top guys. So not really worried about that. I think we'll just end up trading a lot of our picks here because I don't like what I see at all. Maybe this guy right here, Joe Kelly, the only decent looking player that I'd look to at least draft. 4.36 speed, C press, C play rec. Yeah, he's actually pretty good. A to B awareness as well, B zone and man, C tackling, A to B hit power, traitsy guy. I like this. I sim to our pick. And yeah, Joe Kelly just off the board right in front of me. Like, it's a punch in the face every time. I swear, I have my mind set. I'm going to take a guy, and the guy goes. There's nothing I can do about it. He wasn't supposed to go for a while. And of course, he actually ends up going right in front of me. This guy still looks pretty good. DeMar Randall, who isn't as great of an athlete. And then there's this guy right here, Terrence McCain as well. Zone cover 6'2", 198, 22 years old. Not the best athlete either. Elite acceleration, though, but B catching, A press, A hit power, B tackle, B zone coverage with only C man coverage. But DeMar Randall is already better right off the bat. Maybe a worse athlete, only great acceleration, not elite, but A catching, A press, C play rec, B awareness and zone and man coverage. He just got a better intangibles. DeMar Randall probably is the pick here. Hidden dev, long term, can be the guy. And I don't really know where he'll stack up in the depth chart right away, but as he develops, he should be a very good player for us. Breece Hall, welcome to the 49ers team. Carr, the current starting running back, will be on his way out. We send a 1st, 2nd, 5th, and 6th for Breece Hall. Done deal. Walker Little, Torrey Shepard. Walker Little on the last year of his deal, not even starting, by the way. Shepard, not even starting, and already old as hell for a rookie. Marco Wilson already just got replaced by our current draft pick. So we're basically just trading 2 second-round picks for Deonte Banks and a next-year first. Very, very profitable trade for us. Very happy with that overall, even if Deonte Banks is on the last year of his deal, which, if I'm remembering correctly, he might be on that 5th-year option right now currently, or they might have even extended him for us. I didn't even care to check. All that while we still were able to retain our best 2nd-round pick. So we picked pretty early in the 2nd round. And there's actually some guys here that probably not going to make a difference on the team, but they actually don't look half bad. And if they have the right dev trait, could be players for us in the future. The one that really stands out to me here was this guy. Maybe not this guy. I don't know. One of these safeties up here. Maybe there's this guy right here. 4.51, elite agility, B play rec, A man coverage What is his zone coverage? A to C. What's his archetype? Hybrid. So A to C hit power there. I like Hugh Roberts in, unfortunately, normal dev. Probably won't play a role for us. Hit and miss. And we'll move on. Jack Morgan, elite strength, elite agility, all this good stuff here is an agile archetype. His power is probably not going to be great right off the bat. Jack Morgan, hidden development, 10th pick in the 3rd round, be a depth lineman for us and help us out. Probably not in the long run. Probably won't ever see starting spots. He looked better in the adjust lineup screen. Draft recap 77, DeMar Randall, good pick. Hugh Roberts actually wasn't that bad either. It would be only that much better if he had started better development. Jack Morgan was really good at a 72, finding him towards the middle of the 3rd round. Very good pick for us. Juan Ringer is fine. Paul Rich was actually pretty good for where he's being picked. That being said, let's go look at the rest of this class here, see what we missed out on, as that I'm really worried that corner was really good. Not really, actually. And we did get DeMar Randall, who was actually better than Joe Kelly. Very lucky us, and a very good job. And lucky for us by missing it. Jonathan Poole would have been interesting. He was the 5th overall pick, though. All these guys picked inside the top 5. So definitely the opportunities were at the top of the board for sure. But other than that, I think we did a great job. And this guy actually, Kari, maybe. I don't know how he wants to pronounce it. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. 2nd round. Mid 2nd round, almost direct middle of the 2nd round, was actually quite good. 95 excel, 89 speed is actually pretty good for a running back, especially an archetype or a power back archetype. Very, very solid player. So we're probably struggling with money at this point, but we do have a very solid team around us right now and guys that we can afford to lose at this point. So that's good. Breece Hall, the newest addition on this offense, will help us out a lot drastically. He should be very good defensively, though. Bo Walton has an upgrade and will be a very good player this year. DeForest Buckner on the other side of him should be quite exciting as well. Just looking around the team here, and yeah, we've got some players. Start the season 5-2. We actually have some deals on Michael Wilson. I'll review them. I'll entertain the thought, but I doubt that any of them are actually going to be good enough. Cam Dantzler has a weird ass face scan. I know it's hard for you guys to see. It's even hard for me to see. But yeah, not anybody worth Michael Wilson there. Brock Purdy, 1,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He's been so good. Rushing, Breece Hall is not taking us to the promised land by any means, but playing better than we've had in the whole rebuild so far. Deion Overstreet now is looking to be the best receiver in the league. 11 touchdowns at the midseason point, up towards that 660 area. And I forgot we actually have to, oh no, forgot we're gonna have to extend him soon. That's not good. Archer's actually 2nd on the team in receptions. Brandon Ayuk starting to see the lack of production, and Kyle Pitts really has not been worth what we traded for him. Don't really care. Dre Greenlaw, 47 tackles, 64 Fred Warner, 14 TFLs for Nick Bosa, 12 for Phillips. Actually leads the team in sacks at this point. Bo Walton, 11 TFLs, 4 for DeForest Buckner. But like I said, Jalen Phillips, we need a big season out of him. He's off to a fine start, I guess. Not really great, but 4 sacks, 2 for Bosa, 2 for Greenlaw, 1.5 for Buckner, and only 1 for Walton. Few interceptions to go around. Lenore, McFadden, Horn, Randall, the rookie, and Fred Warner all with 1. Only $28 million left in our room. I'm fine letting DeForest Buckner walk. Micah McFadden's highly replaceable. Bo Walton might be a big one, and Dylan Spellman might have to walk as well. I don't know. With no interest, it gets tough. But Bo Walton, let's try to spread his contract out as long as we can. And we'll see if we can just get him on, not a discount, but 7's just all the way across. It's a fair deal, but bonus. Okay, so might have to bump that up to 7.5. Only $13 million remaining to sign Dylan. Might have to trade some big contracts away, and I have a couple that I might be thinking about right now. Okay, huge blockbuster trade. Kyle Pitts, Diamador Lenore for the projected #1 overall pick, and then the first pick in the 2nd round. Same thing for the next, I guess, year. Kyle Pitts just hasn't played a role, and honestly, I just don't want to pay him a lot of money, a bunch of money, to just sit there and put up 600 yards a season. And Randall is a superstar development player. Love to see that. And then I signed Tucker Kraft, who is not, slated to start here at tight end yet, but I'll slot him in, and he will be our starting tight end. Tucker Kraft, former Packer. I don't know if you guys know him at all. If you guys do, good for you. I think he was South Dakota, maybe South Dakota State University or whatever. Team didn't get worse, in my opinion. we just evened out some money and salary cap got better. So Tucker Kraft will come in and play, and it was South Dakota State. Go me. He has 4 years in the league. 82 speed actually isn't bad. 87 excel. We'll get Brock Wright. I didn't know he was that good of an athlete either. But yeah, we have definitely downgraded in the tight end department, but it's fine. It's not playing a major role in this playbook, and I'm not willing to change when it is so good. It's just the Cowboys playbook, obviously, and we'll be moving along. I'll try to sign the guys at the end of the season that need to be signed, but not a whole lot of promise. We'll go to the playoffs, aka the end of the season. A little bit of a downgrade. We didn't even finish top of our division, as we finished 10-7. Stats and awards here. We'll look for Brock Purdy to have not a great season, actually. 3,800 yards is a little bit lower. 35 touchdowns is fine. 8 interceptions. Meh. Rushing, Breece Hall was effing amazing. Starting to kind of slow down on the cursing, because I'm trying to get monetized here soon, and you know what I'm saying, like money. Deion Overstreet, 90 catches, 1,337 yards. Archer actually does finish above Brandon Ayuk in target share, which is very interesting. Tucker Kraft in just half a season was pretty much on pace for what Kyle Pitts was up to before he got here. Fred Warner, 115 tackles, 107 for Drake Greenlaw, 26 TFLs from Nick Bosa, 25 from Bo Walton. What a duo they've turned out to be. And Jalen Phillips was a very balanced player and a very good player. 12 sacks, 16 tackles for loss. And DeForest Buckner was very underwhelming in his return to San Francisco. But Fred Warner leads the team with 3 interceptions, 2 for the superstar rookie DeMar Randall, who literally strictly played the slot this year. Drake Greenlaw with 1, Horn with 1, and Micah McFadden also with 1. Very involved defense, and very happy about how they played, their performance, their numbers, everything like that. All likable, all good, and whatnot. Can we beat the Bears in the wild card? If we don't, I'm going to die on the spot. And Overstreet, we will accept his option. He's going to be worth so much money when the time comes. We have to wait. Did we not sign Bo Walton? Shit. Well, there's a curse word. Now we're gonna have to give him what? You're not testing free agency. No, that's not possible. His franchise tag is gonna be so expensive. We cannot let him test free agency. It's just not gonna happen. Dylan Spellman, are you worth this money? Definitely not. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Bo Walton. Yeah, we're gonna have to franchise tag you, my guy. God damn it. I don't want to do this at all. Like at all. It's going to leave us with literally no money. We can go into free agency. He does have a lot of interest with us, and he is up to superstar X Factor. We'll have to let him hit free agency, and we'll just have to pay whatever it is that he wants to get him back on the team. All right, so Bo Walton, we literally have our life's savings on him. We have $40,000 left in cap space after trying to sign Owen Papo. I swear to God, Bo Walton, you Sonny. I mean, 7. We'll try just to give him the most amount of money as we can. And 11, we'll just go up until that tick is no longer. It's $22 million a year. That is $23 million a year for the next 7 years. And we don't have the salary. What do you mean? We do have the salary room, or the cap. We have it. All right, Bo Walton, big ass contract. Owen Papo, meh. But Bo Walton, please be a Niner. Please be a Niner. Yes, Bo Walton is back. And for the next 7 years, he is getting paid way more than I should even be pursuing right now. But oh my, was that important. Superstar X Factor really drives a player's price up, I guess. And Owen Papo with just $40,000 left in cap. We are going to try to sign Owen Papo to be our right outside linebacker. He is the guy. He's just got speed and he can tackle, so he'll do the job just fine. Oh, we end up with the number 1 overall pick, the number 9 overall pick, and we have a later one, right, as well. So we have number 1, 9, 21, and then in the second round we have 1, 21, and then in the third we have 21. So that works out fine. We'll probably make a huge blockbuster trade here. I'm just not willing to stick and pick at the spot. Raheem Grant is 268 pounds. He'd be an edge rusher for us. Great speed, great strength. Good to see that. A power moves, B block shedding, B play rec, A tackling, finesse moves. If that was like a B, then that would be like a sure, I'll take a chance on him at number 1 overall. And other than that, not really Not really an overwhelming class here at the top of the board that I can tell. Thomas Watson could be good, but I'm not willing to. I like my sure things, I'll put it that way. This is a really easy trade. We're moving down 2 spots, and we'll get the Commanders next year first. Just an easy trade there to just accumulate a little bit more value for this #1 overall pick in general. Massive, huge trade. Brandon Ayuk, who's making nearly $20 million. We get someone just 6 overalls less and 25 years old compared to Brandon Ayuk's 30. The #3 overall pick and a late second for a first and second this year, a first and second next year, and a first this year, I guess. So a first and second 2 years from now, and a first and second a year from now, and a this year first for Holland. Just a big profitable trade, and we're opening up some of that cap space that we're gonna need if we want to keep moving forward with this rebuild. At 9 overall, it is a little slim pickings here. No one I'm really interested in, and probably just another trade spot. Thing is, when you're this good of a football team, sure, you could be like the Eagles and try to draft ahead, and that's what we did last year with the center. It's like you need someone, but you don't need the top guys. So like these receivers, I don't care. Like obviously we could use them. Like obviously you could always use another receiver, but none of them really look great, and the ones that do, not interested in. Done deal. So we get a this year's second, next year's second first, and a 2030 first as well for Fred Warner. Huge contract, just offloaded, and I do have a plan, don't worry. Done deal. The 9th overall pick, 42, and a 5th and a 4th for a next year first, second, and a 2020 or a 2030 first from the Browns. Done deal. The next first round pick we have for a next year first and a 2029 third, and then a 2 years from now in the second round. With this pick, I'll go Jose Shelton. Probably not the best of athletes or anything like that, but 6 foot, 183, 21 years old, South Carolina corner. Wow, normal dev stings there for sure. Damn it. Here's the pick I should have taken. I just wasted last pick for sure. But A catching, A man coverage, C press, B zone coverage. 6'3", 181, only 1 year older. Bruce Lashley here will be the pick. A catching. Wow, only normal dev still? Damn, this game hates me. Bart Banks, elite name, by the way. Elite Excel, decent speed, but, I mean, A block shedding. You can't deny the talent here. It just looks good. And stop the run. Good acceleration. He's not going to be an edge rusher or anything for us. I'll look for someone else, but he'll be the setback pick. Bart Banks will be the pick here. Hidden development, 79 speed. He's got some things, some intangibles that you like there, but I don't know how much he'll really play. Draft recap. Let's see here. 77, Jose Sheldon. 77, Bruce Lashley. 76, Bart Banks. 74, Justin Dixon in the 6th round. What the hell just happened to this team? Yeah, the scouting department did a damn great job this year. And he's star or better development. We've literally found, and Morgan's a superstar. Remember last year's 3rd round pick, Morgan? He's Jack Morgan. Wow, what a pick, and what a turnout this has been. Obviously we're missing Fred Warner now, but you know how many picks and stuff we have. It would be pretty easy to trade for one. We bring in a new superstar X Factor receiver. We barely skip a beat without whatever his face and name was, the other receiver, Brandon Ayuk, right? That was his name. Banks, Papo, and Greenlaw is here now. Greenlaw might be the next contract to go. Just absolutely refresh this linebacking squad. We can do that for sure. Jair Brown, I would like to replace with Roberts some point soon. Don't really want to play out the rest of his contract. Jose Sheldon and Lashley, obviously now both players for us. Randall, Horn, and Banks are fine for now. Very good. Walton is now on the team. Derek Davis steps back into a starting spot. Left end Phillips, and right end is Bosa. We actually are still negative in the cap space, so that's not really going to work out. But look at how many picks we have. 1, 3, 10, 13, 15, 23, 27, and then all these second round picks, a couple thirds. Oh my god, that doesn't even mention 20, 30 when we have 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. Ah, yikes, dude. Oh, man. This would be a great time for the 49ers to invest heavily into some coaching staff and some scouting guys for sure. Oh, boy. By the way, we have a name or a wide receiver named Reverend, just as far as that goes. Wow, we lose Fred Warner and we get better. Interesting. 7-0 at this point, and we still probably have zero money, like literally nothing to work with. And we actually have $68 million. Okay, that comes in very handy when you're extending a guy like Nick Bosa. Brian Archer, maybe Jaden Sproul can actually walk. We have some replacements for him. Derek Davis, same thing, can walk. Drake Greenlaw, just worth way too much money at this point. I'm going to switch him to middle linebacker. He might be a little bit more manageable that way, but no promises for him as long as he only wants like a 1 or 2 year deal. That's a max I'm willing to go on him, and I'm not overpaying for him, because if we're going to keep going with this freaking rebuild, we're going to need to just make sure to, you know, dial it down a little bit. Brock Purdy playing some great football. 1,700 yards, 18 touchdowns to only 1 interception. Rushing, Breece Hall has done a great job. 4.6 per carry, 3 touchdowns. Receiving, Deion Overstreet. Justin Holland actually comes in and starts playing a role that, you know, Brandon Ayuk was supposed to be looking like. Only 5'9". I didn't know he was that tiny when I traded for him. Brian Archer playing a good role. Justin Dixon, the rookie tight end, coming in doing fine. Defensively, numbers are a bit down just everywhere. Bart Banks, I was really curious to see what his TFL numbers are going to be like at the end of the year. Nick Bosa starting off great. 8 TFLs, 8 sacks. 5 TFLs for Jalen Phillips, only 2.5 sacks. 3.5 sacks on only 3 TFLs for Bo Walton. Slow start for him. Greenlaw, Randall, Banks, and Sheldon all with 1 interception. We have the #1 defense, only allowing 15.1 points per game, which is clinically insane. We're the number 10 offense, like, overall in points. Nick Bosa's back for the next 3 years. He should be a force to be reckoned with for the rest of his time here as a 49er. And this contract's going to be a little different. I don't know if he's going to take this budget cut, but Brian Archer, if we get him on this deal, it'd be insane. He's going to be here very long term. Superstar dev. He'd have time to develop. Keep him around until he's 30. 5.5 mil per year. It's a very good deal for someone of his caliber playing that guard spot. Now, Derek Davis and Drake Greenlaw, that's where it gets a little bit more, you know, it gets a little bit more expensive. 13-4 is not good enough to get that first round bye, but we do finish off the season great, and one of our players did as well. It was JC Horn, had 3 interceptions to close the season out. Oh my God, 1 game, 3 interceptions. That's a pretty big thing, I guess. I don't know. It's just something kind of insane. Brock Purdy, 4,100 yards, 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Breece Hall was amazing once again. Might look to move on from him somewhat soon, maybe next time his contract's up. Deion Overstreet, 1,200 yards. Justin Holland was fine. Archer was good. Dixon had a very stellar first year. Tackles were not that great this year with Fred Warner gone, but 11.5 sacks, 9.5, and 7.5, 6 from Derek Davis as well, with enough TFLs to go around. It was a very solid season for our defense up front. JC Horn obviously finished the season with 3 interceptions in the last game and had 2 before that. So 5 interceptions in total on the season. Deontay Banks 4, 3 for Greenlaw, 1 for DeMar, 1 for Jose Sheldon. And wild card weekend, we'll see if we can get past the Bears. We do pretty convincingly, 14-31. We win, of course, advancing the week to the divisional championship, or division round, I guess. We still win 31-17, so 31-14 and 31-17. Can we score something other than 31? Maybe perhaps a little bit more, be enough to get past this 15-2 Atlanta team led by Bijan. Can we get to that Super Bowl? We lose. Unfortunately, yeah, 31 wasn't going to be enough to win either way. Negative $30 million in cap space now. So if we wanted to bring these guys back, we cannot. Oh my God. Why does it get worse? It goes down to negative 42. I guess the penalties are starting to hit now. So Derek Davis will be on the move. Greenlaw will be on the move. Fortunately, couldn't move him, but it's fine. Regression. We're not missing out on much, basically. Radigan, he's going to be gone. He could play all 5 positions actually pretty well in the offensive line. So would have been nice to kind of keep him around, but he's going to have to walk, and so are the rest of these guys. Going after one player, just keeping the budget kind of not open. Obviously, 7.6 mil can't get you much, but we're going to stay accessible, I guess. Keanu Ben will be the only offer I put out for, I guess, for the season, for the free agency period. Dixon is superstar development. Holy crap, we have just done a good job. And that was actually a CPU pick, so interesting stuff going around defensively. Ooh, our linebackers stink. Banks is a superstar. What is happening? Horn up to superstar. Obviously, DeMar Randall, we knew he was superstar. Wow. What? Wow. So remember all the draft picks we have here. Oh my God, I can't believe this. 4, 6, 9, 18, 19, 20, 29. And then in the second round, we have the 4th, 6th, 9th, 18th, 19th. That keeps going, actually, to the point where I actually can't scroll down past it. But this is, oh my God, this is insane. I look around, I really want to make this class work, but man, there is just some struggles. All these guys just don't look great. So having this, the number 4 overall pick, might be in territory to trade. We'll trade 2 firsts across for this superstar X Factor middle linebacker on the last year of his rookie deal. He should be actually generally easy to extend, probably around 6 mil a year, and still have these top picks that it's just not the draft class for it. Oh, wow. Okay, so 2 second-round picks, number 36 and 38, which would be picks number 4 and, oh boy, 4. I don't know why I blinked there. 4 and 6 in the second round. Jair Brown, Jose Sheldon across for a superstar X Factor, newly extended, $7 million per year is very cheap for a guy. I don't know if his name is Ricky. I don't think it is, but Ricky Carmichael, motocross legend, by the way. Done deal a second and third for another superstar X Factor, 23-year-old middle linebacker. I would like to extend those type of guys like really early and just keep them on these contracts, let them develop and do all that. And then now we'll look to either bundle these picks or just straight up sell these picks for next year picks. Done deal, 2 firsts for a next year first second and a 2031 first second. So Donnie Gibbs, not the best player, but you see the C finesse moves and B block shedding, and he's still considered a power rusher with A to C. He's worth a gamble. I don't want to keep just trading picks down the line. Give me Donnie Gibbs here, and we just have to pray that he's good. Huge gamble. Normal or star better development doesn't really mean a whole lot here. Done deal, a first, third. I think that's the 6th overall pick, could be the 9th, and Keanu Benton's good enough to get us some newly extended Porter. 2 first-round picks, 1 next year. This guy right here, Walter McDonald, fun name, and should be pretty good for the foreseeable future. Just not good enough to be the 9th overall pick in this draft. We'll trade this. Done deal, JC Horn, first and a second for Hepner. He's 25, 88 overall, superstar X Factor. 2 first rounds and a second. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I don't know. We are just going crazy. Ooh, this guy looks really good. Carl Ball, agile archetype. His pass block and pass block power might not be the best, but very high upside player with all the athletic traits you need. Give me Carl Ball here at this spot. Backup tackle. John Johnson is just a physical archetype, something we don't really have on the team. He could just be really, really good. I know our superstar X Factor generational player is physical, but he's basically a very well all-round receiver. If we wanted to just, you know, throw it up to someone, John Johnson would be your guy. Michael Ward, another high upside player, hybrid safety. It's just kind of a fact of I have an idea for safety. We obviously traded away Jair Brown, and I'm going to move someone up there from corner, and we even have that backup strong safety. We just don't need Michael Ward, despite him being actually a pretty good player. John Johnson will be the pick here. Just makes sense. Hidden development, 92 speed at 6'4", 224. Draft recap, what do we get here? 73, Donnie Gibbs, ass. Carl Ball, ass. 75, John Johnson was good. So weird combination of players there for sure. Trying to find that strong safety that I was gonna pick. He's still not here. Wheeler, it was Michael Ward, 73. Glad we dodged a bullet on that. In this upcoming draft, we have picks 5, 7, 9, 12, 14, 24, 30. And then in the second round, 39, 44, 46, 62, 94. But 2031, we've been stacking up for, you could say. 1, 2, 3, 4 first round picks already. 1, 2, 3, 4 second round picks. 2 third round picks. Pretty good. I have some trade ideas real quick. And by the way, I moved DeMar Randall back to free safety. He's just been playing slot corner, has tremendous cover ability, a great athlete to play at the other side of Talanoa Funga. I'm going to look to trade Hugh Roberts. Done deal, Jalen Phillips across for Bailey. Young, good contract corner that will play the boundary. He has superstar development. Maybe not play the boundary. He might shift to the slot. I don't know. We'll have to put the team together real quick. I'll show you guys though. So here's the team. Obviously, Overstreet's probably the best player on offense here. Very good offensive line. Very, very good. Dixon, just a very, very crazy situation. That was 6th round CPU pick, superstar development, 78 in just his second year. Brian Archer, and then obviously Johnson. If he has a good dev trait, he might just end up playing over Archer, but Archer long term is here to stay. He's got 6 more years on that contract. Then we move to the defense, where this is quite the catastrophic defense here, where we have a lot of great contracts as well. We still have some cap space open, and some guys eating a majority of it for sure. Nick Bosa and Talanoa Funga are worth a lot of money. Bo Walton's also worth quite a bit, and Porter, 14 mil, whatever it is. But we obviously have something working here, and we'll just keep the system up as long as we can, trading for draft picks, trading draft picks, and getting the right positions, getting in the right positions, getting the first sure good players and everything like that. Led to the midseason, see how this team's doing, see what we're up to. We are very good. Two NFC powerhouses, I guess. Giants versus San Francisco. We are 5-1. We do have a loss to this point when the Giants have 0. I would like to see our money if it ever loads here. $29 million to sign back some of these guys. Probably gonna be pretty bad money managing, if I had to say so myself. Breece Hall might just find himself walking after the season. It's tough to keep all this money in the right place. All of it's basically gonna go to this guy anyways. Deion Overstreet is back. He's $18 million or $28 million, something, a lot of money a year's. Ooh, Brock Purdy off to a very rough start to the season. Less yards than we've seen from him. A lot of, you know, not a lot of touchdowns, a lot less touchdowns than we've seen. That's possible. He's at 20 at this point in some season. Rushing, Breece Hall 6 yards per carry. He's playing the best ball of his career, really carrying this offense. Brian Archer's your leading receiver. Can't be. I'm gonna change a thing or two here. Bart Banks is leading the team. Wow, we have taken a whole new trajectory. Tyler Porter, break out ahead. Oh my God, Carson Hepner, Nick Bosa. What is going on? We have such a good team. 13-4 is how we will finish the season. Probably a little bit worse than I thought. Thought we'd be very, very good. Brock Purdy, 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. Rushing, Breece Hall finishes right around that 5 per carry area. Receiving, Brian Archer was a big deal somehow. That's kind of crazy. Did great with his reps, I guess. I don't know what went on there. Defensively, Bart Banks leads the team in tackles, 104. 23 TFLs for Tyler Porter in his first year as a Niner. Bo Walton just trailing there, and then our edge rushers doing great. 16 sacks for Carson Hepner, 1 per game for Nick Bosa at 17. 4 interceptions for the new 49er Daquan. 3 for Rashad, the new 49er as well. Deontay Banks, a new 49er. I think he came here last year. 2 interceptions for him. 2 for DeMar Randall, the new free safety. Randy Bell, Harvey Franklin. We're doing great things right now. We'll head to the next week. We are a 93 overall team. That somehow feels kind of low. Our defense is a 95, and we win 21-9 as expected. And here we go. Trying to get past the Dallas Cowboys. We lose. All right, well, moving on. And we'll not accept the option for Carson Hepner for now. I'll go look at the things we need to look at. DeMar Randall, same thing. Might have to, actually, I will accept his. And then Breece Hall, up to superstar this year, is hitting regression. It's good news for us. We're not going to be missing out on much if we miss out on him. Carson Hepner, like I said, we'll just leave him alone. Randy Bell, we just can't really afford, can we? Yeah, -30. Oh boy. Best offer we could put in is nowhere near good enough. 7 years, $7 million per year. Not what we can, that's not good. If we get Daniel Hardwick, that's cool. I guess we'd get Daniel Hardwick. We don't. That's highly unfortunate. We'll go for Bobby Okereke. That's pretty much it. We should get him. If he doesn't want to sign with us. Okay, I was going to say. Okay, wow, what's happening here? Bobby Okereke, welcome to the Niners. That's the only move of this short season. Randy Bell is a Raider. So Nick Bullard and Bobby Okereke are our guys now. So Bobby Okereke is here now. I don't know. Contracts are getting a little rough. Look at Randall, man, up to Superstar X Factor. He's going to be a bitch to extend. Yikes. Oh my God. And Gibbs is a superstar. That's okay. Little unexpected here. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. We have to extend Penei Sewell this year. We have to Hepner is gonna be quite annoying. He might take up all of our money with just those two. Holland is up for an extension. Bobby Okereke as expected. Deontay Banks. Oh man, we have to fit a lot into very little. We have the #1 overall pick. We have the #3 overall pick. We have the #9 overall pick, 18th, 21st, 24th, 27th. In the second round, we have a 1st, 9th, 24th, 27th. This is going to be a little tough. Receivers are going to top the board off here with Landon Blake here. Not a great athlete. Looks fine. We're going to have to trash some of these big contracts here. And the only way we can do that, we can trade, but we incur a huge penalty that lasts about a year. So I think this is going to be a rebuilding year. I think that's what we need to do here. We just have a rebuilding year. Done deal. Deontay Banks, Roberts Jones, 1st and 4th for a superstar running back and 2 more first-round picks. Done deal. Holland offloaded for a 1st, 2nd, and a 1st. Penei Sewell and a 1st for some superstar X Factor 24-year-old receiver. A 1st and a 2nd and a 1st. Done deal. 27th overall pick this draft for a tackle that'll be under contract for the next 3 years. Something we need. Now I'm debating getting rid of Nick Bosa. Probably wouldn't be my smartest move as long as we're looking to be a contender still. 30 32. He's hitting regression. He's worth a chunk of our salary. So I don't know. I've tried. I've added picks, everything like that. There's just no fair compensation for him. So he will remain on the team. So Landon Blake right here, I'm considering at the #1 overall spot. We don't need receiver by literally any means. I just don't want to trade the first overall pick and get like the 13th pick next year, you know? This will get the deal done here. Cardinals are picking, I believe, 2nd or 3rd overall in this draft, meaning they have good upcoming picks. So we'll get their 1st and 2nd and 1st and 2nd for the next 2 years. Done deal. The #3 overall pick for an upcoming 1st and another upcoming 1st. We'll take this tackle right here, Vernon Bowman. Looked fine, and hidden development makes that look much better. Steve Dunn is a great strength. Yeah, no, he'll be the guy here. Okay, normal dev. Brian Ferguson, a good-looking running back, will be ours with the 24th pick in the 1st round. This guy right here looks good in the right areas, except his finesse. You know, that could always use some work here. We'll go Harry Richardson. Why not? Hidden development, 93 strength, good speed, you know, accelerations there. Yeah, you know, it looks fine. Done deal. 3 second-round picks, and it's basically the rest of our draft for 2 future firsts. Draft recap. Let's go ahead and see it here. 74, 71, 72, 75. Harry Richardson was really good. So this team is quote unquote scrapped, but it still looks very good to this point. We're still very good overall. We still have Nick Bosa. We still have Hepner. We basically kept the core intact and just got rid of like extras. So we should have some cap space left. I don't know. I'll look at what our, you know, salaries and everything like that's going to look like. But first, we'll head to the midseason. We are 3-3. We are not winning anything. Our quarterback has a breakout challenge. I'm pretty sure Brock Purdy's 31. So a bit late for that. But 3-3. We're gonna just sell the team. Hepner is back long term. I know I just said I'm gonna sell the team. That didn't end up happening yet, but it's going to happen. Don't worry about it. It'll happen. We have the 1, 2, 3, 9, 13, 14, 17, 24, 29, 32, 33, 34, or 35, 41, 45, 49, 56, 64, 77, 88 in this upcoming draft. In the 2032, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 first round picks. Not as much as I thought, actually. Only 2 seconds and a 3rd, so not bad. First round, Osiris Torrance and Nick Bosa finally leaves us for a contract that is undeniably so good for us in Simmons. And then Hugh Roberts will come in for the rest of the year to cover for when we trade the next guy. I'm going to go with Talanoa Hufanga, and we get a first, second. So in our quote unquote or quote unquote, I recently learned it's quote unquote, not quote unquote. Weird off, you know, subject thing. It is the next day, by the way. On our rebuilding year, we go 11-6. We make the playoffs. We have a very challenging team ahead of us with the Atlanta Falcons. But how did our team perform? It is Brock Purdy going 4,310 yards, 31 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, rushing. Jamar Hooks wasn't actually great. 4 or almost 4 per carry, obviously, is pretty good. Nick Bullard was better, almost 5. Carson Hepner, 12.5 sacks, 10 for Porter, 9.5 for Bo Walton, 3 for Donnie Gibbs. I was looking for Nick Bosa, and then I was like, wait, where's Nick Bosa? He's gone. I forgot we traded him. Go to adjust lineup here and show you guys the rebuilding squad. Brock Purdy, Hooks, Overstreet, Archer, Nick Brown. Obviously just a good tight end room here too. Dixon and Simmons. Great offensive line. It looks like we are going to end up losing Morgan, the center, and then Richardson comes out. I didn't know he had superstar. I might have known. I don't remember. Bobby Okereke, Franklin, Randall, Hugh Roberts, not Ricky. What's his name? Rashad Carmichael, right? Yeah, Rashad Carmichael. 6'1". I didn't know he was kind of lengthy like that. Just traded for him because I saw he had superstar X Factor. So all things in all, we're looking really good, and that's a good thing because we're going against good teams constantly, especially in the playoffs. We have a tough matchup against the Atlanta Falcons here for the wild card. Can we beat them? I have my doubts for sure, but we are the worst team in this situation, meaning Madden will let us win, and that is good. We got the worst record, or we have a worse record than the Detroit Lions. It will be enough to beat them as well and head towards that. Okay, I thought we only lost by 1 point. I thought that we could, you know, talk it into existence, but it didn't happen. Go to the offseason. Negative $30 million in cap space. I will tag Jamar Cook or Hooks for his whatever. Jack Morgan not interested in coming back. We'll have someone else move up into center, and we have no interest in anybody else. So from trading all of those guys away, we're gonna face cap penalties now, meaning we can't sign anyone and probably won't be able to make any trades. So hopefully this draft's good. I don't know what we're going to do. It might just, I don't know. I'll do it all. I'll let you guys know what I do. No point. You guys have basically seen this cycle 2 million times by now. So yeah, negative $30 million in cap space. We have the 1, 5, 7, 9, 19, 21, 22, 28 overall pick, the 30, and then the first pick in the second round, etc., 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 etc. Oh my God. Once again, nobody of need or up here. Probably should do a better job setting scouts and stuff like that so we could see the guys like Zach Hardiman. Marquez, it doesn't look great. 5'9", 200, tiny guy, by the way. Done deal. The first overall pick will give us a 1-2, a 1-2, and a 1-2 for the next 3 years from the Raiders. Done deal. 2 first-round picks and a second for the 5th overall pick. Oh my God, I have so much to do. I just have to trade all these away. That's so annoying. I like this guy right here. There's no point in just trading everything away when you can just, you know, snag up someone like this. So give me Marquis Dotson, who will likely be like a cornerback 4 or 5. I have a vision for this team. Who knows if it'll actually, like, you know, come alive or happen the way I want it to. It's a very complicated, complex, you know, process. You have to account for money. The contract length is also huge. That's why, like, you can look at some of these guys. I try to extend them for as long as we can. We're coming up on that 10-year mark here very soon. I'll have to extend a guy like Daquan Bailey, Tyler Porter this upcoming year. There's just very, like, it's a very particular process, and you have to think ahead. You have to incur penalties. You have to account for those penalties. You have to move forward. You have to trade. You have to do all that stuff, find equal compensation, and extend the right guys at the right time, trade the right guys at, you know, even better times. So it does get a little complicated, but hopefully we can figure it all out, and we'll just continue to trade these first round picks down the line. So I'm trying to trade for, you know, draft picks per usual. This trade is not possible with the draft picks selected. Please make sure that the teams will not exceed the limit of 25 draft picks per team per year. Meaning with this, I'll have to start giving up, you know, picks like this. I'll actually have to start, you know, selling away and whatnot. So we'll have to start making deals like this with like a first and a seconds, like the base for the next 2 years, first and seconds, but we'll have to send 4th, 5th, 6th, and 5ths, and just like etc, etc, etc. You guys know how it is. We have actually freed up $14 million in cap space. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that $14 million. We have pick number 22 here, 28, and then we have the first pick of the second round, 5th and 7th. I think we'll just take draft picks if we can find, you know, suitable guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we see someone that looks good down the line. This guy right here, Brian Eason, say he's our draft pick. We'll take him, we'll move, and then just drafted all these spots, get depth. This guy's surprisingly really good for being this far down the board. Maybe it's because of his length and height, but 5'10", 190 is actually not that bad. Played in great competition with Michigan, B catching, A press, A man coverage, B zone coverage, elite speed. If his awareness is down, I understand him being this low, but that's a great pick at this spot. I've already made a few others. This guy also looks incredibly good this far down the board. We are picking in the second round, by the way. Elite speed, great strength, scouting report. He's a power rusher with both B block shedding and B finesse moves, B awareness, B play rec, B tackle. This guy looks insane. Normal dev stinks. He is the first normal dev pick of this draft for me. Draft recap. Yeah. Oh my. What a draft we had at the number 9 overall spot. Marquis Dotson. And then we actually got Brian Eason, the running back I was coincidentally talking about. Jared Langford was really good. Tracy Weston, the guy I was saying, I don't know why he lasted this long. 79 overall, 75 Cecil Banks, and 73 Doug. I mean, very, very, very solid draft class overall. And we didn't get the best player. Y'all, this guy. I was going to get Marquez Michaels, but I was like, nah, he's not going to be that good. As long as he has normal dev, which I've seen before, trust me, he actually has hidden development. We'll see what sort of development trade he has, because if he has something great, I'd hate to miss out on it. And star, only star, thank God. When the hell did Jaquan Brisker get onto this team? I'm very confused by that. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I traded for Jaquan Brisker. That was, I didn't do that. Some fairy tale magic shit's going on right now. I don't mind it. So what I think is actually going on here with having so much draft picks, you see the 2032 rookie reserve. I think $86 million is actually kept up in those picks from, you know, having to account for the money that we'd have to pay for those guys. I don't know. I'm not a scientist here or anything, but I think that's what's going on, is we're actually holding a lot of money within those draft picks that we have. You guys don't know how many we have. It's ridiculous. Done deal. Nixon, Bowman, Gibbs, third, second for Holt, a very good running back. I know we don't necessarily need running back right now. The running back we have, we just actually extended that that option that we had for him. I'm not going to extend him. Newsflash. And that being said, we just got a 25-year-old running back that's already at a 90 overall on contract for the next 4 years at a very manageable salary. Projected 5th, 7th overall, 7th, 5th, 6th, 7th in future years. Get me Micah Parsons on this team. We needed an edge rusher. Well, we got one. On deal, Lashley on the last year of his deal, 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, and I believe a this year first, projected to be like the last pick in the first round for the projected number 9 overall pick. Done deal. 2 years in the future, my first, second, third, maybe even 3 years in the future. I think those are where those picks go. Hooks and Bailey, the only 2 people I have. I built a list, actually. Very organized person myself. So I have a list of all the guys that are under contract for less than 3 years and what I want to do with them. I have a few guys that I want to walk, one guy I want to extend, and then these are the only 2 guys I want to trade. So Bailey, Hooks, a first, second, third, gets me a superstar X Factor 24-year-old that's on contract for the next 3 years, already an 85 overall for $4 million a year. I will happily take that deal. I've never seen an X Factor lineman before, and well, I have now. So here's the new look team. We have a different right tackle out there now. I moved Sproul over to right guard because we got this guy at left guard. Moved Richardson into the center spot. We now have Holt at running back. Purdy will continue to be the guy. He is under contract for only the next 2 years, so I don't know what I'll do with him. Maybe just let him walk and then go trade for the best quarterback in the league. Maybe something like that. We have the draft picks to do whatever we want, whenever, wherever we want. Overstreet, Archer, Brown will continue to be our guys. And defensively, a lot of changes here. We are very lackluster at corner right now, not really invested in that position. And then obviously Brisker and Randall, they'll both be gone actually after this season. Let them walk into free agency, and then we'll use the dead money from them. And actually Franklin will walk as well, right? Oh no, that's the one I want to extend, and that is this year. I'd like to get that done as soon as possible. Bart Banks will walk. That's the guy that's going to walk, and then we'll use some of the money left over from that and some of the draft picks, all that stuff. It should align pretty well. I think we're in a good spot in general right now. I think this will be the biggest rebuilding year, and we are still a very, 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 very good football team. We'll see how it translates through the first half of the season. 95 offense, actually. We are 5-1. We're doing a very good job to the mid-season point. I don't know. Brock Purdy, not kind of the guy right now. 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, very efficient season. Derek Holt's off to a pretty good start. Eason as a backup's doing fine. Receiving, Overstreet, Brown, Norman Simmons, and Brian Archer all doing their jobs. Defensively, Taj, and I don't know about that last name there, bud. 37 tackles, 32 for Tracy Weston. 7 TFLs for Bo Walton leads the team. We're very lackluster on the line right now for sure. Micah Parsons really needs some time to step in. So the plan is to let every single one of these guys walk. We have the money to bring back Tyler Porter. It's just not worth it at this point. I'd rather get his massive, already pretty big contract, I believe, off the books. And Harvey Franklin with no, signing interest, he's still probably going to be, I was going to say less than 10 a year, but that is just not the case. I think that we will just let him walk as well. I think the plans kind of change up. DeMar Randall, obviously, I love looking at the Raymond Reverend, of course, but Jaquan Brisker will walk, and we'll just kind of let these guys do their own thing, clear some money out over the offseason, and make some big moves. But until then, we'll keep with the current team, see how they play through the rest of the season. And we got some work to do. We are 5-1. We are very good. Can we keep that up and let that happen through the second half of the season? Only one way to find out. Oh, we are a 15-2 team now, and that's insane in its own right. But Brock Purdy was very good. 4,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Very good season for him. I don't know what is happening with my game. It goes down to like 2 frames a second every maybe minute or so. Derek Holt is up closer to that 300 mark and 1500. He's definitely the guy we needed. 5 per carry, 19 touchdowns, can really carry the load on the ground. And our receivers doing a great job through the air. Dion Overstreet, the generational wide receiver, keeps working wonders for us. Nick Brown, his counterpart, doing a great job. He's under contract for the foreseeable future. Those two will kind of be the pillars of the receiving group. Bo Walton's also very good. Very good season for him. 18 TFLs, 8.5. But look at the sacks. 16.5 for Hepner. He's been amazing since he got here. 13 TFLs to counter that. Micah Parsons, 17 TFLs, 15 sacks. Probably the better season out of these two. And why not? We'll go ahead and look into this game. We'll actually go in and see how this team looks, how many X Factors are on the field and whatnot. I think it'd be fun, you know? Here we are at Levi Stadium, divisional round, baby. Let's head into this thing. Here we are, ready to go against the former 49er, longtime 49er, Brandon Ayuk. And yeah, just look at all the X Factors here. Oh my God. Have we done a good job or what trying to get number 37, the running back there? Yeah, cool. It happens in game 2. God, I hate my computer. Trying to stop the run. I'm guessing we're probably one of the better teams at doing so. 2nd and 7 now. And this one, they're just attacking where we're weak. And that's actually our better corner. We'll work with the front guys front 7 guys. We'll work them up front and start just blitzing and trying to make something happen. But other than that, the Bears actually look pretty good. 2nd and 4. We're just too slow to get back to that one. Covering Ayuk, who was the initial... God damn if this thing keeps glitching. Brock Purdy entering onto the field now with the rest of his team. We obviously have a very powerful offense up here and a loaded offensive line. We'll look to use that to our advantage. I swear to, I'm gonna kill myself. What is happening? Out to the running back in the flat. He has quite a bit of yardage there. It's just too easy. You make the read. Brock Purdy's got the arm to make it there. And let's go to the other receiver. That would be Nick Brown, right? Up the sideline. He's good to get up to the 28. We've schemed up a play. It feels like pretty much just for, oh my God, just for Dion Overstreet. Maybe focusing on that a little too much. Jake Moody's kick is up and good. I'll sim through the rest of this game. We'll take our 3 points and move on with it. I'm gonna kill my computer. I'm gonna throw it out the fucking window. We found ourselves in a little bit of a hole here. It is unfortunate. I think we had our best record yet at 15-2, and then yeah, we end up losing like that to the Bears, to the Chicago Bears. Heading into this next draft here, didn't even bother with free agency. You could see how many first round picks we have. We have a lot of them. We have the 1st overall, the 5th, 6th, 11th, 14th, 18th, 20th, 21st, 23, 26, 27, 29. And we might even have one more other than that. But yeah, more than we can count at this point, right? So what we're going to look to do, we're probably not going to draft anyone. And this number 1 overall pick has a lot of value in this video game here. And that being said, we are going to trade it for significantly more value than you probably could get for even the 5th overall pick. Jared Langford, the number 1 overall pick, the 4th or 3rd for a superstar X Factor Holcomb, who's on a very friendly deal for, you know, our purposes. A first, second. You guys know the deal. Done deal. 2 very late 1st round picks and a mid 2nd round pick this year, and then a 2nd round pick next year. That's pretty mid pack compared to the ones that we have, for a, once again, very friendly contract that helps us a lot and gets a superstar boundary corner for us. Done deal. 2 later 1st round picks to kind of towards that middle area, and a late 2nd for a superstar development strong safety under contract for the next 3 years. Done deal. The 14th overall pick for this superstar free safety, still generally young, 25 years old, on a very manageable contract for the next 3 years. It just a great deal all the way along. He'll still develop. We have got our safety tandem for the future, basically. Jose Mayo, just a superstar 24-year-old that's under contract for the next 2 years on a very manageable deal. Done deal. The 21st overall pick in this draft for an 87 overall. He's got a big contract, but we're going to need help at tackle. We've already got one very solid tackle, and why not pair him up with someone else? Done deal. 2nd round pick's good enough for a superstar X Factor 26-year-old linebacker. Done deal. 2 firsts and a 2nd for a backup tight end. We just needed someone else as like a 2nd guy. And then Chris Driver, who superstar development on contract, obviously, for the foreseeable future. And he's coming, he's kind of cheaper, and he'll play like the nickel, or we'll find someone to play the nickel. We just need 3 very good corners, 2 for the boundary, 1 for the slot. Number 11th overall pick, and Mayo, Pacheco, someone I think I just traded for not too long ago, for a superstar X Factor, 28-year-old Stevens, who's on contract for the next 2 years. Makes sense for us, of course. Next year first, and the 5th projected overall pick this year, or not projected, the 5th overall pick this year, to get back Holland, longtime Niner. He helped us out quite a bit. Brandon Buckner, golly, that's unfortunate. He's going to be done after this year. We might have to replace him. We'll worry about that next year. Done deal, a 6th overall pick for a backup running back with superstar X Factor and still only 25 years old. Once again, a very friendly contract. So here's probably one of the better teams of all time. 87s across, or 97s across the board is absolutely insane. So we've constructed quite the team, if you would say. So Nick Brown, Overstreet, Holland make a good, an okay receiving group. Obviously, Holt and Griner, good running back 1-2, nothing that'll take you over the top. Purdy's up to superstar X Factor. Good to see. He's going to be gone after this year. He's just not good enough. Kent as your backup, and Simmons, and then obviously a very good offensive line. Wish we had someone better at left tackle. Contract-wise, wish we had a better contract up there. And then here's our defense, where Whitlock and I don't, who's this Justice guy? Is that okay? That's a corner. So Whitlock and Parnell are safeties, and then our linebackers are also pretty good. Carmichael, and then we obviously have Justice here over Chris Driver. I don't know which one of them is going to really play the slot here, as we will go here. It's going to be Driver. Okay, that's good. I like that. And then Stevens isn't even the best rush D tackle. So this will be the lineup here. I don't know really you know, how much better it could get. Honestly, on defense, I wish I invested a little bit more in the defensive tackle. Probably could have gotten closer to a 99 overall. Micah Parsons was probably a bad move last year. Was a 99 overall, but we weren't really winning now. I don't know what I was kind of doing there, but Hepner's also developing great. Taj here in the middle linebacker spot doing a great job after his developing, you know, not almost done, but he's developed to a great spot to now. Chris Driver, 94 overall, Justice 93 and a 93, and Weston is a kind of reserve / cornerback 4 guy if he ever needs to come in to you know, help out with some reps here and there. 82 superstar development player. And you guys can obviously look at the offense, defense, and kind of point out, you know, there's something that we could use here, and it's just tackle. He's going to be gone after this season. I'm fine with our center right now. We don't really need him. He doesn't really matter for freaking simulation. And then we'll replace Brock Purdy, whose contract is up after this year. I don't know how much you know, how much money we'll have to spare though. It gets very difficult to gauge because this is uncharted territory for anything I've ever seen. Once again, here are the playbooks. Probably could switch this up a tad to the point where it fits a little bit more multiple power run. Probably help convert critical, traditionally pulling lineman, Lee Walker, run game through defense. That's good. I like that. And the base 4-3, and then obviously Dallas playbooks work, and we will just be rolling with those. We are 7-0. We have a 99 overall offense. That's just is insane. 97 defense. We are split right down the middle overall at a 98. I love saying this right now. I'm proud of myself. This is amazing. We have done a great job. Brock Purdy up to 1,800 yards, 19 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Rushing, Derek Holt actually not doing as great as you might think. Receiving, Overstreet doing a great job. Nick Brown, same thing. Simmons, and then Justin Holland kind of taking that back seat there. Defensively, actually, let's see blocking here. Let's see if anyone's even allowed a sack this year. 6 from Brandon Buckner. He'll be gone. Jeffrey Graham. So a lot coming from the left side there. Not really a big worry of mine. Taj, 50 tackles, 47 for Sergio. 39 for Roman. And you can kind of go down TFLs. Micah Parsons looks pretty good. Jermaine Stevens, the new D tackle anyway. Sacks, 9 for Parsons, 7.5 for Hepner. So our edge rushers are doing their jobs. Interiors really not getting too involved in there. Sergio Justice, 2 interceptions, 1 for Nickerson, 1 for Chris Driver, and 1 for Gio Parnell. And while we still had the money available and the picks, we actually have tied for the best quarterback in the league, Brock Purdy and Pat Mahomes. And, you know, all things considered, Brock Purdy might be, you know, a touch more reasonable to keep around, but he is up for contract. So I don't really know what we'll do at the quarterback spot. We could obviously go just get Patrick Mahomes. He's on the last year of his deal. Doesn't really make sense. He's actually making more than Brock Purdy, but we won't be able to extend Brock Purdy. It's just not going to happen. Done deal. We'll acquire Ika Mekwonu for that left tackle spot now. So here's the deal. Like I said, I wanted a better defensive tackle anyway. So give me Porter. Stevens will be gone first and a second. That works out. I just don't know what I'm going to do at the quarterback spot. We can't extend Brock Purdy. We physically don't have the money to do that. I'll look at what we're looking at right now with contract negotiations, because we'll show up as only $16 million. That is way below what we can pay Brock Purdy. So we'd actually have to trade him right now well, the game is still broken because we have too many it's confusing. It's really confusing. It just has to happen. Brock Purdy and a second gives us Antoine Ware, 95 overall, 29-year-old quarterback. Yeah, we're going to incur huge penalties, but we're going to make sure that the team is final after this, and he's on a freaking 5-year deal, so we're settled at quarterback now. We'll move up 5 overalls and still keep that superstar development and the same face scan, and just go up with the center position. Glenn Griner, I believe his name is, basically a guy for another guy, a way better running back. So just trying to staple at every position right now. Done deal. Major upgrade with Weston, first, second for Trent McDuffie. Done deal. One of our linebackers for another one of our linebackers with some extra picks to make an improvement by 6 overalls at linebacker. Done deal. We'll get Penei Sewell. We're just trying to find the best overall players at this point. We have finessed the game too bad to the point where it can't tell me what not to do. Done deal. We'll just get Quay Walker, who's better right now. Just by 1 overall, but hey, he's better right now. And we'll get Justin Jefferson for the rest of this year as a rental. At this point, I just said screw it, we're going ham. Done deal. We'll upgrade at right guard Spruill to Randall. Randall also a superstar development player and on contract that's suitable for our team. Just so close from getting Javon Holland, the best free safety in football. Basically, he is 32. We do have a 87 25-year-old, so it really doesn't matter. I think we're pretty much done, and we do have the second overall pick to spare and the second round pick. Like, I mean, oh, you've got to be joking me. This is the best team ever assembled, and it's not close at all. Obviously, Ware, Holt, Winters, Eason, Ferguson. We have the deepest running back room in the league, by the way, too. Good backup tight end even. We're down to the T. We've got these players right here. We'll move Quay Walker and Livingston up into those outside linebacker spots because they're listed at middle linebacker, but they will be playing outside linebacker for us. Both safety spots are very good. You know, a 95, a 95, a 94, and a 94 overall corner group. Interior defensive line is about as good as it gets in the league with Bo Walton and Travis Porter. Micah Parsons and I believe it's Chris Hepner. I can't remember his first name, but Hepner has been so good, and the rest of this team should be very good. This is a ridiculous team. All right, I'll just put it that way. An absolutely ridiculous team. Like I mentioned, we only have Justin Jefferson on a 1-year deal, so he's just this year rental. I just thought it'd be fun. Jeremy Gaffney will accept that option. We'll accept Max Kent. Brian Ferguson will have to accept all these options to keep as much depth as long as possible. I'll show you guys the team salaries real quick. It's very impressive, in my opinion, how long we're going to have all these guys on the roster or on the team or whatever. So you can go down the line here. So look at the overall grades at 99 and then look at the years remaining. So Justin Jefferson obviously stands out, but right here, Hepner, 5 years, 6 years, 6 years, only 3, another 2, and then 3 years remaining with Penei Sewell, 2 with McDuffie, and then 6 for our quarterback, 2 for Simmons, our tight end, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So we can actually hold this for at least the next 2 years. So this year and then the next 2 years after that, possibly, and then we can just keep going down the line until we are tragic. So we'll close out the season here. We'll let this this new team really take over. Oh, this is crazy. Ladies and effing gentlemen, 17-0. You know how long it took to simulate this, by the way? Oh my god. But 17-0. I literally can't believe it. Brock Purdy has the most passing yards in the league, but Antoine Ware was close. He only played for us half the season, 44 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, MVP type numbers. Glenn Winters comes in, runs for almost 5 per carry, very good numbers. Dion Overstreet over 1,000, Nick Brown over 1,000, Justin Jefferson over 1,000, Norman Sims was pretty good. Blocking, any sacks allowed, only 9 from Jeffrey Graham. Are you kidding? Ika Makwanu, so nothing you can really do about all that. Tackles, Taj doing a good job, Adam Livingston, and then TFLs, Micah Parsons, 25 to 26 sacks, 14 TFLs, 11.5 sacks, 14 TFLs, 7.5 sacks for Bo Walton, and then Tyler Porter, 12 TFLs and 13 sacks. Interceptions, I expect there to be quite a few. 3, 2, 2, not actually a whole lot. 99 overall, straight across. 17-0. What a memorable season. We have gone undefeated. We are the best football team possibly ever assembled. I mean, you can just look around this area, this team, this amazing unit of players, and realize that this is absurd. I don't know how I did it, but we did it, and that's the best part. So we are just straight 99 overall. It's so ridiculous to see that. That is actually wild. We'll hop into this game, and here we are out on defense. We have every single player with superstar abilities, and the people that were here first are obviously going to have those superstar X factors, and you know, because you can only have 3, I think. So we are just absurdly good. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do this again. Took a lot. I've been on this for 4 days now, this rebuild, this video, everything along those lines, and they have a really good running back. He's broken a lot of tackles, and he's running for over 8 yards per carry. When I'm actually using the defense, it actually like works a lot less. I mean, this team just looks tragic on defense, despite, you know, obviously being that 99 overall. They just literally don't do good. I guess they only do good in simulation, and I guess that's what's so good about the Cowboys playbook. But it's funny, we are playing the Cowboys. I don't know if they're exactly on the Cowboys whatever playbooks here in the game, because obviously head coaches change and then they bring over different playbooks. It gets confusing. Main story here is we have an insane team that just sucks in real, you know, gameplay versus simulation, where we went 17-0, but we are about to give up a touchdown and just not a lengthy linebacker. Game's gonna lag. It's just gonna happen. Here we go. Antoine Ware, the rest of this offense, a 99 overall rated offense, mind you, will get up the field, go D on Overstreet. I expect you to break that tackle, Overstreet. We'll go hurry up. I liked the defense I saw for sure. They're going to flip the offense. I think I might have hit the right trigger a little too early. I like working to the left side of the field, especially if we can get Simons or Simmons on a little bit of an out. If we can get them on like a nice zig there, and then we can get Justin Jefferson on a slot underneath. We could probably draw someone over the top. I don't really know what the chances of that are, and we're going to be able to get Justin Jefferson in stride. Love to see that. We actually look virtually unstoppable, and the X Factor tight end can't catch in traffic because he had a tiny little dweeb holding onto the back of his jersey. I do want to see the 6'6" generational receiver go up for it at one point, or at some point here. We're going to trust that. Oh, wow. He was actually on target. That is an incredible throw from Antoine Ware. Something I'm not used to. You know, in Madden, I have a Tennessee Titans franchise, and that really doesn't get the job done. I do see Dion Overstreet, who should be open immediately inside, diving end zone, touchdown. San Francisco 49ers, the 99 overall team. We're insane. 14-7 and 21-7 now. Hopefully we continue undefeated as we finish this game here. 21-21. Dallas is going. They stop us. They get another one. We're down 10. We need miracles to happen. We somehow lose. We were looking good midway through that one and just kind of collapsed, I guess. Tough loss, rough outing. So we will actually, oh my goodness, my voice is gone out on me. We will keep Jeffrey Graham around, Brian Ferguson as well, Max Kent I want, as long as we can keep him. Can we, okay, I was gonna say, can we only accept so many options a year? We'll keep Steve Dunn around, the backup defensive tackle, and other than that, the rest will walk. And yeah, I guess we'll go straight to the draft, where we should have a generally high pick. And that number 2 projected overall pick becomes the number 1 overall pick, and that is very good news for us. Won't be looking for any future quarterback at this spot, but that seems to be the common theme here. Instead, was power rusher out of Cal. 303 pounds, 21. What position are we going to have to fix first? Doesn't matter. I'm taking this guy. Oh my god, he looks good. If he comes up with, okay, I was gonna say, if he comes up with normal dev, I'm gonna just die on the spot. But 88 strength looks good. If his block shedding and finesse moves end up being very good, he can be a very good player. This tight end right here, Shane Barker, is a pretty athletic possession tight end with A awareness, A break tackle, A catch in traffic. I'd have to assume his catching is actually pretty good with B deep route. This guy actually looks insane. Give me Shane Barker at this spot. 6'6" possession tight end out of West Virginia. I love the way he looks. No, that's kind of weird, you know. Draft recap, 77 overall, David Whitfield. So he's actually very good. Shane Barker for the spot we picked him in, tail end of the second round. I'm not frustrated with the 73 overall at all. Very weak draft class overall, with the best player being the first pick of the second round at Trevor Wallner, the guard out of Michigan. And at the number 1 overall pick, we did hit with David Whitfield. I did want to see, you know, what he did best, as it'll take a little bit to get over there. I thought we might be able to look at his player card, but we couldn't. So player X 77, 88 tackles, 76 block sheddings, not bad, along with 76 finesse moves. That's really good for a defensive tackle. And 81 power moves, obviously, pursue, all the good stuff. We are still sitting at that perfect 99 overall. Look at the lineup here and kind of just go over what the team looks like. Oh, that's right, not much different because I'm the GOAT. I made sure to lock these guys in for at least this season. And we are a little thin at receiver, though. That does kind of bum me out. And now that we have, where'd our tight end? Oh, wait, we have to generate the best lineup. That's right. And my game's going to just absolutely die. I accidentally clicked Antoine Ware. What is happening to me right now? Okay, reset here. Okay, Barker, Kent, Simmons, Archer. We've got good players right now. All right, that's my analysis. Defensively, you guys can just kind of get a good look here. Not a whole lot has changed. Just a lot of guys actually still progressing at this point, which is kind of crazy. As expected, we start off 7-0. Last win was actually very narrow over the Bears, who we faced in the playoffs not too long ago. Stats and awards, Antoine Ware is second in the league with 1,900 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 1 interception. My game is shitting on itself as we talk. 4.1 Derek Holt per 4.1 per carry. That's the main stat I look at here. It's just the yards per carry. Glenn Winters actually doing a great job at this point. Receiving, Nick Brown is our leading guy somehow. Dion Overstreet might hit that regression area. No, he's still a 99 pure, 29. He's still under the 30. And might start regressing at, 30 or so. Defensively, Adam Livingston actually ends up leading the team in tackles. 9 TFLs for Carson Hepner. 13.5 sacks in one half a season. Bo Walton with 8.5. Micah Parsons and Bo Walton are cooking right now, to say the least. You can definitely find some weak spots. I'm joking. There is none. And we are currently ranked on the legacy leaderboard just behind John Madden. I don't know how that's possible. But I mean, we definitely should be over Sean Payton. That's a gimme. That's a gimme, not a give me. That's a gimme. Norman Simmons will be on his way out. Oh wait, we actually have $23 million in cap space somehow. Oh, because we have this many people that are leaving us. Okay, well, we'll start with the guys that have interest and the ones that I want back the most. It would probably be Tyler Porter. Probably plays the biggest role on this team, and I'd just like to sign him for the rest of his career. Basically, we don't have the cap space is what it's saying. I don't know how that's possible, but okay, no, he's back. So Tyler Porter is back for the foreseeable future, but we will lose Norman, we'll lose Rashad, we'll lose Josh, we'll lose another corner, which, I mean, we can't really afford at this point, but, it's fine, it's fine. Micah Parsons off the other edge, that's kind of scary. We don't really want to lose him, but what choice do we have? And, of course, being a 99 solid overall, we go 17-0. It's definitely an easy call. We go 17-0 for 2 seasons in a row. Not trying to rhyme, but we did a great job. So see an 86 overall Vikings team, you're like, damn, that's a pretty good team, right? Well, we are 13 overalls better than them, significantly better, and it's kind of insane to say that, and the fact that we actually might lose this game. And we'll actually hop into this one here and just give it a nice little watch as we are already losing. And still losing by 1 point, now by 4. So 13-10 makes it a little bit better, more comfortable. 90. That's 27-10. Not bad. 17-27. They're closing back up. Doesn't matter. We're going to keep off the resistance there. 34-17. We double their score and take the dub. And the 14-3 Carolina Panthers are very good. Obviously sitting at 14-3, but we're better. And we'll put that to the test here. Simulated the Panthers' first drive, and they actually marched down and got 3. Now we will be on the offensive side, and we'll just jump it down to our running back. That was a missed throw. 2nd and 10, rolling out. We'll go for the, I believe this is our tight end. Who is this? This is 88. I'm not really, oh, it's John, wait, what's his name? Nick Brown. We got play action, 1st and 10, and we can try to pass lead up. That's almost an interception. Luckily not. Bad throw by me. Bad read in general. 2nd and 10. We'll roll out and just try to find Overstreet. Just get him up the field. He does fight for the yardage that we need. It's a very, very good thing. Obviously, getting that first down marker, finding that the yardage to gain, and now 29 out of the backfield, breaks tackle, works up the field. He's down at the 4. We will snap the ball, and 86. Nice touchdown there. Simulate the rest of the games. Wow, 21-6. That was a quick strike. And 28-6, 35-6. This is what a 99 overall team should look like. 12-35, 42-12, 19-42, And that will be your final score. We'll be headed to the Super Bowl. And we're against these chumps, the New England Patriots. Hopefully not Bill Belichick led, because they will get swamped. And you wouldn't want to see a legend like Bill Belichick get absolutely crushed the way we would crush them, or we will, I guess. Antoine Ware wins your MVP. Coach of the year is going to be Brock is pretty bad. Okay, well, this is new. Defensive player of the year is Micah Parsons, and Bo Walton was second in the running, and actually seventh in the running was Carson Hepner. So that speaks any volume at all. We had the second best running back. We had the best receiver. We had the second best offensive lineman. We had the best D lineman. No linebackers actually here on the list, which is kind of surprising. DBs, do we have anybody? We do. Sergio Justice down here. Best kicker, Jake Moody. Obviously, 49ers legend, the GOAT. Offensive player, we already went through all this, and here we are on the final run with this full completed team. So I wanted to give you guys a chance to look it over one more time with all the dev traits necessary. And in my opinion, it's a very, very good squad. And we can actually still rebuild out of this if we wanted to. Go like 20 years. Not doing that, but just saying. Defensively as well, you can obviously look around and see how good this team is / how good it's gotten. Justice obviously up to 96 overall and a 95 overall driver. McDuffie's hitting a little bit of aggression. Carmichael's going to be gone after this season anyways. Whitfield, Porter, but we just have a good team, just in general. Just saying. Jake Moody will kick this Super Bowl off. Here we are on defense, just trying to do our jobs. Come down, make a hit, attaboy. 2nd and 2, we are banking on an inside run. They're gonna finagle around and still convert. 1st and 10, and we will have a pick. Just a user linebacker play right there, number 46. Couldn't even tell you who it is, but gets the interception. What a way to start a Super Bowl. We will be off, and we have just some of the best offensive linemen in the league running for 19 yards on our first like it was nothing. Wearing that Derek Gore type helmet there. It looked a little old school to me. We might go bootleg here off this play action and just kind of run with it, and we will, and find the correct read. Let 29 try to make a play. Can't really do much. Just gets 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2. Best offensive line in the league. Can't do a whole lot about that. Just a good play. We go to HB dive and obviously move left here. Are you kidding? We can pinch off what we've got coming. 29 pushes through the pack. Touchdown. And yeah, like I said, great start to the Super Bowl. New England will respond with 10 points of their own. We come back 14-21 to 10. And we're going to close off the half with the lead, 28-10, headed into this 3rd quarter. We're going to be into the 4th quarter now, 35-10. The losing Patriots coming out onto the field here as we are up 42-17, 37 seconds left. No world do the Patriots, hold out and or come back here, but we'll see how they close out the game. I'd like to see the Super Bowl celebration. We'll call it as is. They go down the middle of the field, actually not the middle of the field, outskirts of the field towards the boundary. Our corners aren't having none of that. It was an incomplete pass targeted for one of the taller receivers I've seen, maybe playing that slot. I couldn't tell you. Too far into the future for me to know any names. These are all auto-generated guys, and darted down. That one's the middle of the field. I think time it targeted for the same receiver to take a timeout. Back on the field, 28 seconds left. It's Marshall. No way, that's Terrace Marshall, right? And the quarterback will rip it towards the sideline. Not a smart play by the tight end. I would have just run straight for that sideline. They are marching right now down to the 40. Our 40 obviously isn't good, right? And the quarterback will take the snap, looking to pass it. Obviously not really a run option, or an option to run the ball here. 2nd and 10. This one threading, not really any needles, but just getting over a linebacker towards the middle of the field there, taking their last time out. They have 12 seconds. They get tackled in bounds, maybe a sack upcoming, and that is what Micah Parsons has done all day today. Is he wearing the number 69? No, 99. I thought he was wearing 69. That would be perfect, but it wasn't. That was his 3rd sack of the day. That's actually nuts for a Super Bowl. Might win Super Bowl MVP, but we end up with the victory, 42-17. Oh my, what a run this has been. What a team we have built. Obviously, we're going to lose a lot of it this season, but who cares, right? Who cares? That'll be all for me. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please go ahead and leave a like, go down and subscribe. This one took a long time. If you guys want to see videos like this, go watch videos I've posted in the past. They're a lot like them. I'm sure you guys will like it if you guys like this sort of video. So that'll be all. That'll be it for me after a very, very, very long video. And yeah, I still have to edit this all tonight. So yeah, got that to do. See you guys.